And of course, he gets here right as I'm starting.
Destroy the cameras.
Alright, so give me a moment. I'll redo the cameras again. Here we go. Welcome.
Who needs cameras?
Welcome to Dragon Memoria. What is Dragon Memoria, you may ask? Well, it's tabletop RPGs, but tonight it is Dungeons and Dragons. Our live campaign. Yeah. So if this is not something you want to watch, well, there's really nothing I can say for you. I mean, that's just
if
how
you're
it
looking
is.
for live cam boys, you're kind of there.
Well, you know, we may react if you give us enough money. If it says that I got a donation of $200, I don't know, I may do something weird.
You'll have to do it and find out.
Yeah,
Keep in
absolutely. That's how life works. Aw, I'm disappointed. No one made a $200 donation.
Come on, we know you guys are on the Vegas Strip.
You know, we might have new followers during the week and during the episode, because yesterday some channel promoted my Twitter posts, and I got a whole bunch of new followers. So much that Twitter is not letting me speak to anyone because apparently there's suspicious activity. I wanted to thank the person who promoted my post about Dungeons and Dragons, and then just says, "Oh, there's some strange activity on your on your account. So we have to confirm that you're a machine, that you're not a machine. All right, confirm that I'm not a machine. Your account has been blocked. What?
Darn.
You know, it's supposed to be a place where you post and you slowly become more popular. But no, when I post and I become a little bit more popular, they say, there's something weird about your channel. You've become more popular.
That.
I feel slightly hurt. Aw. Oh, jeez. We had a half a second power cut and everything had to be rebooted.
On
Oh, the stream just came up.
on the stream, your
I am
video's up
Jorg.
on the stream, but Sam is Jorg, and
Yeah,
in
yeah.
audience's place is you.
Okay.
But-
Well, Zach
but
is
it's just
Zach is
blocked.
covered. Zach is
Yeah.
Okay, hold
covered
on.
by your symbol.
That's probably easy to fix.
Quickly, somebody start humming the Brady Bunch theme, but legally distinct.
Also, Avery's now Remy, so we're just gonna have to Freaky Friday.
All right, I guess. I guess
I'm the
Jorg
only
gets to
one that's in
control
the right
Remy's character
spot.
sheet.
Come on, guys.
Wow.
Now the DM is.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Fair enough.
There's one
Oh.
camera that's missing.
Hey, wait! If the DM square is in my section, does that mean that I get to control the game now? Like, all right, bitches, roll initiative.
How much movement does it take to get back into the right spot?
It's only 5 feet. It's 1 square.
Oh, okay.
Actually, for you, it was.
Okay, that's
10 feet.
Jorg.
Oh no.
I used Sentinel though, and I brought your move speed to 0. So you tried to pass me though, so unlucky.
Dang.
The one that's missing is Remy. Hold on.
Remy's camera just does not exist right now.
No, I have to rebuild it.
I have become the bird, man.
camera. No camera.
Look, it's my character, so I can say it. Although, life
Yeah,
advice
George,
for anybody
that's the
listening.
problem. You don't have a bird card.
Oh.
Yeah, you know,
Discord.
so it's like a bit of life advice. Just like, just so because you have the card doesn't mean that you're allowed to play it whenever you want.
Also, it's actually really offensive when you turn into a bird. That's bird face, and you shouldn't be doing that.
You never
I'll
know
just have
who's
to
gonna
turn
be
into a-
listening to this in the future.
I'll have a human face on a bird body. Or is that worse?
Hold on, can I still find the sassy bird face?
The ultimate question.
Okay, I think that's gonna be good. Now all I have to do is add it here, and voila! Remy's back.
B.
All right.
Is he
Damn it, I
George?
failed my stealth check.
All right.
Or the dragon used a legendary action to make a perception check.
Well, I'm the dungeon master. I have all-seeing perception. All right. So, see, as I was saying, even Discord has a problem with me becoming popular. I'm talking about being discriminated for being popular, and half a second power cut.
Cancelled.
And I have to reboot everything.
Like, shit, he knows too much.
He realized it. We have to cut him off. All right, so I completely lost track of where I was when I was talking. So
We just killed the golem.
right. Okay.
Just
Nobody
killed the
got
golem. I found all legendary items in one of the
And
crates.
unfortunately, Jord got torn apart.
Yeah, it just happens sometimes.
But you
He's
know
a
what?
new
It was worth it. It was worth it, though,
But I rolled a new
because,
character.
because his body was lying over a staff of the Archmagi and a robe of the Archmagi.
He's Bjorg,
Mhm.
Bjorg's identical twin who has the exact same
Yeah.
storyline.
Yeah, but I rolled 16s on all my stats.
It happens.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what's the actual chances of someone rolling 16 on 6 times in a row.
Yeah.
That is
Would you
math
like
that
it
I
Exactly
could do,
the
and I'm
same as
not
rolling
going to.
any other specific number
Yeah.
6 times in a row.
Well,
Well,
you have a greater chance of
actually-
rolling
Can
6,
roll-
10.
Aside from under, I guess if you're doing drop the lowest, it does change things.
But then you can only drop the lowest. Yeah, never mind. It's a.
Okay.
I mean, if you can't drop the lowest, then it's actually because, like, if the idea is that you would roll 3 16s, then that means you have to first calculate the odds of getting any number that is 16 or higher. It's like because 18 is the maximum.
I guess also there's a higher chance that you roll.
10s,
middle.
then 16.
Yeah.
Alright, so before we degenerate again into something else, and there's another half a second power out,
Yes,
and
like,
then
this
I
is
have to
actually
reboot everything.
probability lesson.
Yeah, it's
Like
math.
you guys didn't come in here for D&D adventure, sword and sorcery, none of that. No, you came here for math.
Yeah,
Or D&D first edition. You know, it's very similar.
that's the same thing.
And I do mean first edition, not advanced first edition. First edition, because advanced first edition was a bit better. Alright, so with everything that happened, if you like the thunderstorm in the background, it's Ambient Mixer. If you like the world map, it's Wonderdraft. If you like the battle map, it's Dungeon Alchemist, and if you like the village map, Canvas of King. Yay, publicity done. Let's get back to playing. Alright, so what else can we say? Other than, oh yeah, the introduction. Completely forgot about that. You know, we were doing something last episode. It was that thing that needed you to do that thing. So, here we are. Last episode. Finally inside the defended perimeter of the wizard's sanctum. Our hero faced their first challenge. A waiting room. As the name implied, the room was meant to make the visitor wait. Or in other words, lose time. And lost time they did. Our heroes started to the grueling task of fixing every mistake in the rooms. Eventually staring down the possibility of losing their mind and asked the power watching over all of this for a shortcut. In other words, they asked the dungeon master to give them a dice rolling way to solve the puzzle. And so he did. On a side note, never be afraid to rethink something if the players are not having fun. Even if there was another way of doing this and they didn't see it. So now...
Let's not throw that line at the end, please. Because that makes it sound like it's a player problem.
It could still be a dungeon master problem. You know, I made it too difficult to see it. It's okay. But, you know, just to make sure, I want to bring back the 3 rules of Dungeons and Dragons. You know, the first rule is the dungeon master is always right. The second rule is in case of doubt, ask the dungeon master. And the third rule is if the dungeon master is wrong, refer to rule 1 and 2. So that's a very old D&D meme.
You see, there's a secret 4th rule of, it's like, if you're displeased with rules 1 through 3, mutiny?
Yeah, that doesn't mean the dungeon master is wrong. It just means you left. Alright, so now the heroes face the second challenge, the wizard's sanctum itself. Now let's see if they fare better in this puzzle-filled environment. Now they started to explore a little bit last episode. They started triggering a few traps. And as we ended, the golem they've been warned was there, reanimated. And now it's coming for them. So, oh good. I also have to redo the battle camera. Fortunately, everyone's there. I just have to put them back in the right order. No, not everyone's there. God damn it. Let's do it again. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Alright. Discord cam 544 combat. Here we go. And apparently the one that we're missing is Remy. Okay. 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 And here we go. And now we got a picture for Remy. But we still have to rearrange every camera because for some reason this time when everything rebooted my camera got shifted, so now everything is in a weird place. So that's Remy goes here.
I mean, if I had a nickel for every time I was in a weird place.
Well, I don't know how much you'd had because it's just a nickel. When you think about it, you know, it can always be weird. You know, you say if I had a nickel for every time that this happened, and then you think about it, and then someone says you'd have $10. Oh, well, yeah, you're right. But still a lot.
So quit stopping me.
Alright, so now all the cameras have been replaced. Okay. Let's go with, just a little combat, not music too strong. Just give something in case someone gets bored. Alright. Sanctum defense. And here we are. And we start at the top of the initiative, which had been rolled last episode, with Fisher 23. Oh yeah, Fisher, I forgot to tell you during last episode, as you were coming up the hallway at L, the entire row L, Terry did tell you that he was starting to feel something heavy inside of him. But that's the best description he can give you. And for some reason, now I can't hear you. I hope it's just because you muted yourself.
It was because I muted myself because I was coughing as I was moving left.
The best you can see, judging from the way he describes it, it feels like anxiety, but it's the first time in his entire life that he would have felt that. And he's seen so much worse, so...
Uh-huh. Oh,
He's a teenager.
Right.
He just became a teenager. Anxiety had just started in his mind.
Yeah.
Alright. But that doesn't change the fact that you roll a 23 for initiative, which means it's your turn to start.
Just be a boomer dad and tell him to suck it up. I am going to...
It's weird when you say this because my father is actually at the end of the real boomer period, and he never told me that in my entire life.
I think that means you're lucky more than anything. Did... I remember, Raimi, did you warn us about this psychic thing?
I don't
Trying to
believe
remember.
I was able to.
But you probably all heard him go. "Ah!"
Uh-huh.
You know.
Like you probably would have seen him make a noise and then take a step back away from the room. So you could probably come to some conclusions.
Uh-huh. I think the conclusion is going to be don't just rush headlong over there quite yet for now. Instead... Oh my god.
I know, I've been exactly the same all week. I know exactly what you're going through.
Mucus is supposed to be in your trachea, right? That's where it's supposed to be.
Oh, it's supposed to be inside your lungs.
Yeah. I am going to. And has anybody stepped? Last week I asked Harry if there was any magic in the floor of the library. I don't remember.
He
the
doesn't.
answer
He
to
didn't
that
see
question.
anything on the
Okay.
floor. He sees magic in many
Many of
of
the
the
books.
bottles and in the mirrors.
In the mirrors.
And plus books on the bookcases.
Yeah.
In the library side, yes, a lot of books. It's hard for him to count that quickly, but
Uh
a lot.
huh.
Is Sam asleep?
And
Okay. You're the next one in the initiative, Sam. You rolled 22.
Yes.
yeah. I think I will. Has anybody stepped in the library off the path yet?
No.
No one
No.
has stepped off the path so far.
I mean, I've gone into the
The
store.
audience who's in.
Yeah,
the,
he's in the store, and the moment he got into the store, the golem
the
started.
golem woke up. Yeah. I think that I am going to try something from my new staff.
Uh-oh.
That's a con save, and that's a beefy dude.
That's a golem.
Yeah.
Being a mage, you'd know that golems have a large amount of damage immunity and condition immunities.
Brave enfeeblement isn't a condition, but it does require a con save. Which I think
The
it
state
can
of
have.
mind.
I didn't prepare slow, unfortunately. I think I'm just going to. I'm actually gonna Misty Step to. Because we walked on the marble floor,
Nope.
right?
You tried to
Nope.
avoid everything. You stayed
Right,
on the
okay.
path so far.
I don't really want to do that either. Um.
So what are you doing?
Yeah, sorry. I am just going to. Yeah, it's only one charge. I'm gonna try it anyway. I'm gonna cast Brave Enfeeblement at the golem.
Okay.
So it's a spell attack roll. If it hits, it works. At the end of each of the target's turns, it can make a con save to end it.
Sickness. Raven female.
And it's
Black
on a
beard.
hit, the target's attacks deal only half damage. The attacks that use strength deal only half damage. It says weapon attacks. I'm assuming that also counts for just it smashing stuff.
I'd
Like
say,
most
judging with this,
creature.
it would be any strength based attack. So, punch, using a chair to strike you, taking a sword, that would affect all
yeah.
of that.
Alright.
It's the weird sticky area
Yeah.
that existed for a little bit, but basically all of the melee attacks that a creature makes, unless they list a specific weapon, are natural weapons. So they do count as weapons for the purposes of the spell. The one that made people cry is unarmed strikes were not considered weapons.
Right. Alright. I will hold the staff aloft, go, I have the power, and then shoot a ray of enfeeblement at it. And that is a 16 to hit?
That's not enough.
Well, shit.
I was about to give you a cool description, but that doesn't even cover his base armor. So you see your beam literally just bounce off of him. Oh, shit. Yeah.
Now I look at the staff and I'm like, I thought this was supposed to make me better.
Well, you hear Taranad say, yeah, of course. You have to hit it in a place where it's vulnerable.
Okay, where, genius? And then I'm gonna keep arguing with Terry. And I guess it's your turn. I'll move up 1 square
Okay.
to J12.
Oh, move up. Okay, okay.
Yeah, sorry, down, up, as in closer to
Yeah. No, that's okay. That's okay.
the golem. And Rami, what freaked you out over there? And then that's my turn.
Okay. Audience 22. You can't see what's happening. You just hear there's a commotion. You heard Remy screaming. You hear on the other side of the room. You're currently 2 arms deep inside of a crate that you just smashed and trying to shove a weird silver-colored object inside of your dimensional space.
Yeah, you said I smashed 3 crates?
2.
2. And it was the 2 of the 3 that I couldn't see.
Yes. So one feels like you just shoved a whole bunch of parts, thing that a mage would either use to create something or test them for special properties.
Okay. Well,
If they were shielded, it's probably because they're rare parts. But beyond that,
I can't really get to the golem right now. I'm gonna open the metal thing instead. I'm gonna completely ignore what's happening out there and keep going about my task.
How did I know?
That was our whole joke for if you didn't arrive in a timely manner. It's just audience just spent all of his time just rooting through.
Yeah.
Well, no. You know what? Audience will peek his head out, see the golem far away, and then it'll be like, it'll get closer. I have time.
Alright, so you move 1 square up to see what's happening. And then, just like Luke Skywalker, when he sees the walker slowly walking toward him, I have time. And he puts his head back into the crate.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try to open the big metal crate that I couldn't see through. See what's in there.
Oh, the one at the center of the
it'll-
room.
Yeah, maybe
Okay,
there will
okay.
be something that will help us against the golem. Counterpoint, there might also be another enemy. But then I can convince that enemy to fight this enemy. Audience sees a lot of potential.
Of course, of course.
Guess what? It's a beholder.
Hey,
Alright.
beholders don't care what they hit.
Behold!
It's a huge metal box. You'd have to either smash it down or tear apart the doors of the hinges of that. So whatever you're trying to do, it's going to be, for you, most likely, athletic roll. Or you can use your weapon, Divine Smite, a strike on that thing that could be enough to smash through it. You have a choice.
No, we're just gonna athletics and we're gonna see if we can just open it. Brute strength it. Since there was no magic, it seemed, on it. There were no magic protections. from
No,
it during
it's
the
just really, really sturdy metal. thick metal.
Alright. That's a nat 20. They might have wanted that for the combat later, but they don't get it. They get it now.
Yeah,
That's a 29 athletics to rip the metal door off its hinges.
you pull it apart. It even the metal around the door itself even twists a little bit. And honestly, I really would like to know what audience was expecting to find in there. What does his mind conjure up as an image that would be inside of there?
Honestly, a giant metal crate. He's like, it's probably protecting something. He's like, either something very valuable or either something very dangerous. So his mind's jumping between those two possibilities.
Okay.
So I'm like, either some like powerful staff, robe, magical thing, or potentially some dangerous magical creature that he's then gonna also have to fight.
Meanwhile, in a different part of the room.
All right. I was hoping you'd give me something interesting, but how do I put that in? Okay, so you tear it apart, and you see inside of it. There's a small, fairy-looking creature. It seems to be made out of gems, but it has a really mean scowl on its face. And it's looking at you, and for a brief moment you say, "Oh, it's a statue," and then you see it blinking.
I'm gonna say, let's go fight a golem together. I'm busting you out, and see if it's sitting it. And I'm gonna roll persuasion to see if I can persuade it to come fight with us.
Okay. Go ahead.
That's a 20.
It turns out it's just the same guy from the past 8 floors, just in a different body.
Yeah.
It looks at you for a brief moment. It says, "But I have a condition.
Okay.
Answer my riddle, and if you win, I'll help you. If you lose, I eat your soul." And that's the turn. You're gonna have until next turn to decide.
Audience is doing his own minigame over here, guys. I don't know what's...
Damn, dude.
But first, you must answer my riddles 3 before
I don't got time
before
for this.
you may
I got 6
allow-
seconds.
Audience, what's your favorite color?
What you thought? Favorite color.
So we go down the initiative to 19, the enemy. Alright, so it's the Golem's turn. So sorry.
Meanwhile, 1,000 miles away.
The golem moves forward, and it goes.
A real question is like, how nice is it going to be to the bookcases? Because I actually think it can really only go on one path if it wants to leave the bookcases intact.
Because of how it's made, there's a little bit of leeway that you can actually avoid it, but he can only walk in the first square of the library without touching anything. So essentially, I gave him a two square to walk throughout the L shape of the as he's moving. So That's where he ends up. And he needs to decide between hitting... Well, he's going to try and hit both of you. You know. One Arunak and one Remy. So... Let's go. That's for Remy. And that's for Arunak. $24 for Remy. You see this large fist coming down toward you.
Sorry, I have to remind myself what I have equipped real quick. My apologies.
It's okay. I'm gonna do Elvenak while you're doing this. Okay, so Elvenak.
It probably would have helped if I remembered to have my sheet open.
That would,
Probably.
yeah.
Alright, so Arunak can't dodge that because that's a 29. Which means it is 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, yeah, I did have the Ring of Protection available, so I will use Shield to prevent that.
Okay. So the first strike, and it really hits hard. You get the impression that there's probably an added effect when he hits, because you literally saw the shield over you just buckle slightly. It just... Unfortunately, Arunak did not have a way to protect himself against that blow. And... Okay. So... You don't
Ornak
take any
dies.
damage, but Arunak does. And it's 9 plus 60. Okay. But as he gets hit, you see part of the structure of Arunak. First of all, he gets... Okay, no, that's great. That's something else. You see part of his structure, the trunk, slightly splits. And you just hear him go... And he looks at Fisher and Remy. He says, "That's not gonna be something I can heal until I get to go back." You've heard about this, Fisher? It happens sometime. Golem strikes will reduce your maximum hit points.
Uh-oh.
Eh.
Hey guys, don't get hit.
And then you got Remy there.
You just hear audience from the back room. Okay.
Yeah. Just look at Ornak. Skill issue.
You hear audience say, "Okay," and then you hear a voice say, "Says that's your answer." No. All right. So that's the golem for now. Okay, good. Apparently, someone wants to sell viewers.
Fuck
Let's
yeah!
ban him. Come on, let's ban him.
Viewers.
Okay, good. He's
Why does
banned.
anybody even bother streaming? You just buy all the viewers.
I don't know. You know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's the golem. Attack. That's a whole bunch of abilities. He decided not to do that. Okay. Which means we go down to the next one on the initiative, which is Remy.
So I can probably at least slow him down / make it harder for him to get over to folks.
Possibly.
Yeah, that seems about right. Because to be for clarity, to the top left of Raimi, that's like a pillar, right?
Yes.
Okay. In which case,
It's in the center of the map.
Knock
I
it
just
down.
wanted to mention it because I worked a little bit hard to make sure that it was in the center of the map and it made sense. Sorry, go ahead.
let's see. It's a bit too awkwardly placed to try to put down one of my pre-prepared things. So Raimi is going to use uses action to cast web, and specifically, the occupation of that square is going to be J through M, 13 to 16.
J through M. 13 to 16. Okay. Also, Remy,
Like
you're the only one who has that confirmation because you think he's walking into the area of effect of the screaming harp. He is either resistant, immune to psychic damage, or his hit point is so high. Whatever damage he took from entering into that area of effect did not affect him.
I would probably take it a step further, considering it is in a construct that has no mind to begin with. It's probably immune to psychic damage.
Okay.
At least a very reasonable assumption. And then Raimi is going to use his bonus action to disengage. And he's going to move on. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to move all the way back to F13. And because he is wearing the Ring of Free Action, it's like he does not suffer from difficult terrain, and he is completely immune to the effect of the web spell. Well, not the web spell specifically, but he cannot be restrained by magic.
Okay, so are you going up through your friends who needs to let you pass, or are you stepping into the tiles of the library to get there?
I am going to step into the tiles of the library, because if they're not magical, then I'm not going to worry too hard about specifically stepping on them. Now, if something starts reacting, I might change my general trajectory, but
Okay, so you make your step, disengage, start moving up. You said you wanted to go up to F?
F13.
F13, alright. Which means you... Okay. Okay. So as you're moving up, there's one. It's not exactly a something changing. It's more of a feeling. As you, the moment you step inside of the tile of the library, you have this impression of being watched, but it's not like you're being watched by someone. It's the exact same feeling of if you're trying to move through an aviary. That kind of watched feeling.
Okay.
No, you make a wrong move, you sneeze, and it feels like all hell is gonna break loose. But right now,
So
it's
in
like...
other words, there's there's probably a spell on this library that if you speak or if you talk too loudly, a very angry manifestation of a librarian comes in to scold you.
Okay.
And that's my guess anyway.
There's no
but
physical reaction other than that feeling taking over you.
But yeah, so Raimi will end his turn there. It's like, so the funny thing about this is that if this golem isn't allowed to go through through the bookcases, that means that it actually has to go a fair amount. It's like up, like to the left and then like up to like travel at all, meaning that it's basically going to be forced to be traveling at half speed the whole time unless it wants to dash.
Okay. And
It's always the funny part about when a creature's too big and the area is too small. It's like it actually inhibits their movement.
And that spell is ability from your object, or is it the actual spell?
It's like it is the web spell is one of my known spells.
It's one of your known spells. Okay. Okay.
My object spells are Pass Without Trace and Fairy Fire.
Yeah, but I mean, spider web sack bomb. Or
no, because I didn't want to venture too far into the library in case there was something further in. Like, for example, the books were magical, so maybe they would like fly off the shelves, like if you did something incorrectly or whatever. So if I wanted to use one of my bombs, I would have had to like go to the area where I wanted to be central and then activate it. So that's why I went with one of my spells instead.
Okay. Good. I got everything I needed. That's Remy. That's everything for Remy, which means we now go down to Terry. Okay. Terry wants to know what you want him to do. He doesn't know what that thing is.
Throw him into the mimics, Fisher. Get the mimics on our side, too.
Well, I don't think... If anything, I think the mimics would be on its side, so I just don't want to get the mimics involved. I don't know if I have any recent version of Terry's character sheet, but basically, take it out. We're trying to kill it quick so we can keep moving.
Okay. Take it out fast, take it out slow.
Fast.
Fast? Okay.
Don't blow disintegrate. We might need that later.
Oh. As you see him go. Oh.
I know. I want to see it too.
Alright, so no disintegration. I feel like I'm in Star Wars now. No disintegration. Hold on, where is he? Okay, so what else can you use? Synaptic, static.
That'd be good. If he can hit, he should be able to hit it without hitting. Yeah, that's psychic damage. Don't do that. I was like, that's a great idea. Wait, no, stop. Doesn't have a brain.
No, that's not it. You know, synaptic static. No, that's not good. All right, psychic lance. No, that's not good. Disintegrate. No, we might need him later.
I guess immolation. That's the other one he's got, right?
Well, he can always upcast lightning bolt. That's your choice. He can either do lightning upcast lightning bolt, cast banishment, or cast immolation. That's basically what you've reduced him to.
We'll do immolation.
Immolation. Okay. Take him out fast. No, not that.
I guess we'll take him out slow.
Alright. Dexterity saving throw.
The golem, right? It can't be that fast.
It takes on a fail save. On a fail save, it sheds bright light. Okay. Narration. Or half as much damage on a fail save. It can also burn. 4. Okay, that's what I was looking for. All right, dexterity saving throw. I mean, he has advantage for some reason, but you know, the first roll is a natural 20, so.
Dang.
Alright, which means it's not gonna burn for 1 minute, but it is going to take damage. 8d6 fire damage, halved. I know how I have another one here. Here we go, I have another one here. And here we go. Okay, that's a decent roll. That's 20. That's 35. 17 points of fire damage because he resisted the where here it is. 17 points. All right. Terry tries. You see the golem starts burning a little bit, and then it fizzles out. You hear Terry say, "I think it's not flammable."
It is made of clay.
So that's his turn.
Man,
That just means you gotta burn it hotter.
Yeah. Heat it till it's hard, and then break it.
All right, well, that's Terry. Then we go from 14 to 7 with Jorg.
Yay! So how fireproof does the tower look?
It's a mage tower with a huge library right next to you. So either it's really fireproof, or
Or you're in a library.
yeah,
Mhm.
which means you have a forest fire right next to you, and where Remy is. If you do something wrong.
Plus, he's in the web, which I think the fire would mess
Fire
with.
would get rid of the web. Yeah.
Consume.
That's what I thought. All right, I will moonbeam him then. I forgot he was in the web until I opened Twitch and saw the square around him. And I'm gonna upcast it. Oh wait, does polymorph?
Polymorph is another one of those stall things. It doesn't really help if you're just fighting one thing.
Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna moonbeam him.
So
Unless there's a window nearby that we can huck it out.
Is there a window? Or huck him into the mimics, hope he doesn't notice and just get eaten by the mimics.
well,
Then he just explode out of the mimic, probably.
Fisher, would you mind doing an Arcana roll for me, please?
Wait a minute.
Terrible roll, but that's gonna end up being a 15.
15. Okay, that's decent. You
Polymorph
would
him and then
know, Fisher, that most
catapult.
golem have the immutable form property. A golem is immune to any spell or effect that would alter its form. So
Boo.
polymorph would alter its form. But that's not Jorg who knows it. That's you, Fisher, who knows that there's a really high chance that he has. There's only one type of golem that doesn't have it. And this one doesn't seem to be inspired on that type of golem, but you've already started seeing differences in that golem and a classical clay golem. So
Well, I'm gonna moonbeam him anyways. That's what my plan was. I just saw polymorph underneath moonbeam and got excited.
Yeah.
Um.
Understandable.
And I'm upcasting it to 5th level because he's scary. So he has to succeed a Constitution 16 saving throw, and which is probably not going to be hard for a clay golem.
That's what the
I
half
forget how-
on of success is for.
A 40-foot high, 5-foot. Okay, 5-foot radius. I'm just gonna center it on him. Close. Get out of there. So if he succeeds, or I mean, if he fails, it'll take 20 damage. So if he succeeds, he'll take 10.
well, he's gonna do his saving throw on his turn.
Oh, 24. I mean, okay, yeah, because it's when it
Oh.
starts his turn in it.
It's like, yeah, for what it's worth, Jorg, it's, you don't necessarily have to center it on him. You could put it like in like one square just above it, so that if it can't go through the bookcases, then it might have to stop at wherever Fisher is. Meaning that you'll have more chances to deal damage without having to move it, and then you might be able to do something else with your action on a different turn.
Oh, the bookcases are the round things on the map.
No, those are table. It's the long things.
Okay. But yeah, I could go up. I don't want to go ad free. Oh. It showed me an ad. Ad block doesn't do anything anyway.
So, where are you placing that beam?
I will place it one block up. I like that idea, just to keep it away from Oranek and Fisher a little more, or yeah, what Raimi said. So it'll be LKL 1314.
Okay.
As long as that's still hitting him. Yeah, that'll still be hitting.
13 and 14. Yeah, it's still hitting him. Not fully, but he is part of that square. And you are... Okay. That's an interesting question. Would there be... Okay. Okay. Alright. Moonbeam? Anything else? Do you move? Do you...
I will not move yet. Can I hear the audience's conversation from where I am?
20 feet? It
You probably
depends on-
heard audience part. Out of
Yeah,
Maybe not the
most
little
likely.
guy.
You know that he's answering questions, but you can't hear the questions.
You probably did hear the door get ripped off its hinges.
Yeah, it probably made a sound like...
It was a metal door being ripped and thrown off its hinges.
Mm-hmm.
And then you heard him go,
Uh,
okay!
oh, actually, I will step back. Do I have to maintain my line of sight for
No.
Moonbeam? Okay, I will step
Just
back
make
behind that
possible.
wall then, into the E11,
Okay.
and take cover behind the wall.
You move to E11. Okay.
I'm hungry.
That's incredibly random things you keep saying. No, I don't want ad. I'm hungry. Alright. And that is your turn, which means we go back to the top of the initiative with Fisher. There's a beam of light partially engulfing the creature. You saw Remy just dart right past you. You see that Ornak received a body-altering strike.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
so...
you're not a noob like he is, so.
Exactly. And these dumb spells didn't work. So I'm going to jump over Ornak's head, which is a foot shorter because the golem smashed him. And get to L12 and then just smack him.
All right.
With my new staff.
You know, suddenly
and I-
Fisher is really, really magey-like.
Suddenly, I haven't took a fighter level in 5 levels.
Yeah, but you kept that appearance of warrior with your armor, with your sword, and then suddenly flip a switch and he's fighting with a staff.
I am 100% though holding this staff at the bottom, two-handing it like it's a sword right now though.
Hammer grip. Hammer grip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for what it's worth, like Fisher now is almost equal levels,
Yeah.
like between his two classes. So there is that.
I am going to use Booming Blade.
Okay.
Alright. Gonna roll a different die that hasn't
Failed you.
rolled a 5 and then a 3 so far today, so hopefully that is technically better. Does a 20 hit?
It would have, but you see your strike that's about to hit, and you see this weird shimmer appearing around him. It's sort of like if someone would take a prism and turn it really fast, and it absorbs the hit as if there was a shield spell protecting him. But it's that sort of prism weird stuff that feels like it's an added spell. So mechanically speaking, it is a permanent shield spell. With all that it implies, it is a shield spell.
Can I counterspell it?
It's always active, meaning you can dispel it, but you can't counterspell it.
Okay, so it was already active.
You just
I now
couldn't see it
notice
because
it.
no one managed
Okay.
a hit on him so far.
Okay.
Hey, Jorg, remember I said that there was something you probably wanted to do with your action on another turn? That's probably one thing.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that.
I
yeah.
will shout out. He's got some kind of shield around him. If someone can dispel that.
Mm,
And then I will. I think I'm still just gonna bonus action. Might as well try and hit him again. See what it takes. Come on.
Well, you get the impression that the shield reacted because it would have hit.
Oh, so I think it can't be hit until I think
It's
I
normal
wouldn't
AC.
be able to hit it until
It's
I get
shield
rid of this.
down AC
Okay.
is low enough
Yeah.
for that hit to hit, but the
Yeah.
shield reacted because it would have hit.
Yeah.
so the shield's
Alright.
not permanently engaged, but
Well, it is.
but
Yeah.
it just pops up when you hit it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's invisible
would hit
until you strike it.
Yeah.
I mean, for what it's worth, if we do manage to strike it, then we can probably guess what its real AC is before we even dispelled it.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of going for here.
20 would have hit it, so it's lower than 20.
Yeah, that will be a 26 to hit.
26 to hit.
So that
Well, in
should
that
hit.
case, even the shield is not sufficient to block that attack. So it hits.
Aha! I do a hole. Nine damage.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Finally roll high on the d20, and then I roll a 2 on the d8.
Nice. All right. Well, so now you have confirmation that even with its shield, it's possible to hit it. And it has, at most, a normal 20 AC.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell Ornak to back up. Get out of here.
Okay.
I'm going to butt bump him backwards. That'll be my turn.
You jumped above his head and then you butt bump him?
Yeah.
Damn, he feels so special right now. So... Oh, geez, I forgot to play him. Let's... I completely forgot he rolled a 0.
Oh. Flips?
That would be a great time for him to the butt bump is like, oh wait, shit, my turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You got distracted by that. All right. Well, in that case, Oh. Oh, that's... Well, he's still gonna try this. He's still gonna prepare for healing you all with massive amounts of damage, so he's still gonna start his usual... Hold on. Oh, no, here we go. Aura of Vitality.
I feel like that can wait a turn. Like, if he's in the way of the golem and is in striking distance.
I know. No, but he's gonna move, but still...
Well, it's like he
Trick
can't
is
move
move
without taking an
first.
opportunity attack.
Yeah, you move
Oh.
first in case you get chunked.
That's the thing. Like,
Okay, that's
he
what
just,
you meant.
There's
And
no
then you-
room for him to take an action to do Aura Vitality because he needs to get away first.
Yeah,
I don't think he can
Okay,
take
sorry, that's what you meant.
More hits that can't be cured.
Okay, that's what you meant, sorry. Okay. Oh, well, in that case, I think I have something. I did choose his last feat. Yeah, which would translate to him. All right. So he sees that. He doesn't want to have another hit. He's going to go with a bonus action. And you just see him look at the creature. And you just see leaves go. And he reappears a little further off. He's got Leafy Step.
Like, oh, good. He has the feat that every druid wants because druids don't get the Misty Step, or really many teleports at all.
Yeah.
That's 20, so I mean he can...
Why wouldn't you want anything other than transport via plants? That's all you need.
Okay, so he's far away, and now he is going to... Well, he used bonus action. All he has now are... cantrips. Okay. Let's see. Can't do a whole lot. Can only use cantrips. I mean, he's not going to use Thorn Whip. He doesn't want to get him closer to him.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think it's optional, right? Like, you don't have to move them.
it
Is
says
it?
up to. So I think he's going to...
Yeah, up to is
Zero
optional.
inclusive.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, he can try to use that. T. Here we go. 30 feet.
Plus, if nothing else, it's a good continuing to like suss out if he has any damage resistances.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he.
So far, bludgeoning seems to be okay.
He was a bit destabilized by this. He rolled a 2. So he tries to whip and it just bounces off his skin. Thick skin. Alright, so he's out of the way thanks to Fisher, and we go down to audience.
Okay, well, audience is looking at this thing that just said, answer these riddles.
And you're gonna answer. You're gonna try. And
Did say he would help me kill it if it answered the riddles. Alright, I'll say, but we're out of... I say, but we don't have time, so it's an all or nothing. One riddle, one answer. Either I succeed or no.
Make an insight roll, please, audience.
An insight roll.
Yeah.
Sure. That's a 9.
Okay. All you get it as it looks really nervous, and it has that moment of, oh, it's a difficult riddle. Are you sure you are ready for it?
Yeah, you're wasting time. Go.
Yeah, he is wasting time. That's exactly what he's doing. He trolls you for the entire 6 seconds like this. Are you sure you want
If
this?
he keeps saying, "Are you sure?" I'm gonna just go to grab him and bring him with me to the fight, and I'll be like, "We can do the riddle while we fight."
When you grab him, you hear that little sharp squeak, ah! As you start dragging him. Okay, you grabbed him and you're dragging him.
And I'm gonna move him. Yeah, we're gonna
Preaching
go
like
out.
a little girl.
We're gonna go out the door. As we go out the door, I'm gonna kind of show him the door. Gonna be like, "Look at this with your true sight for a second, buddy."
Do I have to wait for my turn to do that?
Well, you can look at it. You can't tell me.
Okay, I'll look at it.
Basically, yeah. Okay. So you go 1. Okay. And you step there. Okay. You go in front here.
So I can go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I'll move up behind Oranak.
Yeah,
Or in front of her.
in a huge clump where everyone is. You know, right next to Jorg, above Arunak, and diagonal
Yeah.
to Remy. Alright.
I'll say I brought an ally. Maybe.
Okay. Jorg, make an insight roll. As you look at that creature that audience just shoved in front of your eyes.
14.
Okay, it's a little bit better. You definitely get the vibe of something that is panicking.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, by the way, with Ramey's passive 21 insight, can you just literally hear the rattling of the stone that he's made of?
You can probably hear everything, and your mind goes to, yeah. I think that what audience missed is that moment where that creature went, oh shit, you want the riddle. I didn't expect that. And he was just trying to buy time to figure out a riddle to give audience.
I was about to chuck this fairy like a Pokemon at the
Yeah.
column, so I better figure out fast.
Well, fortunately, audience, you don't know that. It's just Jorg that's starting to suspect it, and Remy that just, the inside of his head just went, ah.
I was like, everyone else has got a pet. Here's my pet. Can it do stuff?
Alright.
I mean, in a way, you do have a pet. It's just you keep insulting him at any at any which way possible.
This is your snow leopard erasure.
Yes, that's fair. Okay, I do have my snow leopard.
You
I
have
don't
one,
know.
you just keep sacrificing.
Alright, so that was audience's turn.
Well, that did remind me now that technically everybody in the party does have a pet.
Technically. Well,
slowly but
Almanac
surely.
doesn't have a pet.
Are you gonna give this fairy an initiative so it can do something, or is it just acting on audience's turns?
No, I'm counting it as you interacting with an object that is uncooperative.
Okay.
I'll explain it at the end of the fight. So, all right, the golem. The golem looks at you. He looks at you. All right, he has to do his concentration save first. Constitution save, sorry.
Constitution save and a dexterity save.
And a dexterity save. All right, Constitution save. Constitution save is an 18 for your Jorg.
So he takes 10 damage.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Okay. And dexterity save 8.
So it is restrained.
It is restrained. All right.
Like, if it wants to get out of its restraint, it has to use an action to try to break it.
Okay. But it can still act. It could still decide to kill Fisher where he stands.
Yeah. It does have disadvantage on its attack roll.
Yep. So I'm hoping that disadvantage plus Fisher's access to shield is enough to keep him largely safe.
Not dead.
Largely safe. Okay, now he has... Well, Fisher didn't manage to be a big problem for that golem.
What do you mean? I didn't. 9 did.
He is
I poked it with my stick.
He is well... Okay, here we go. I have the whole thing. Creature at disadvantage on dexterity save and roll against creature... Attack roll against the creature have advantage. Oh, I have advantage now.
Reverse. We have advantage.
No,
it
that's
has disadvantage.
Attack against the creature. That's have advantage.
Yeah.
And he has disadvantage. Okay. Well, that settles it. He's gonna go for... You are in range. So he's gonna go for... an ability attack instead of striking at Fisher twice.
Hey, that's illegal.
He's aiming it toward you, Remy. And he has a catapult spell ability. As an ability. With a recharge. It's a recharge spell, though, so...
You said catapult, and I immediately pictured just a literal catapult popping out of this dude's back.
Boom!
I pictured him catapulting Raimi.
How about a catapult this fairy at it?
Okay, so Remy, you do get a strength save because
A strength saving throw.
You are hit by a incredibly powerful concussive telekinetic force that just slams into you.
I don't think it's a catapult. That's just telekinesis.
Well, you do get a +3 to your save from me.
Alright.
That makes it positive.
I would like to say that the DM should probably reflavor that ability, because I don't think it really makes sense for how it's being described versus what it does.
Hold on, it depends on your save.
Yeah, the catapult is in reference to what happens to you, not...
If you fail.
Anyway, okay. So, actually, okay. So +3, -1. I actually, honestly, this thing probably has a stupid save anyway, but 13 is the best I can manage.
All right. It means you don't succeed, and he can throw you in any direction he wants with this. So it's because you didn't save.
I don't think I have any choices.
Well,
it's
you
either
have
the bookshelf.
You have 3 direction. He can either catapult you toward him, away from him, or to the right side of the map.
This does kind of feel like telekinesis.
Yeah, this is just straight up hell.
This is definitely not a catapult. No, there's no way.
Catapult cannot bring you towards him.
Well, here's the thing. It's a recharge ability, and you're hit by a concussive telekinetic force. It's a wall of force that just slams into you. And if you fail, you get thrown away. But the slamming of the concussive force also gives you damage. And he's going to go and throw you in that direction. So you failed, which means you take...
I had rolled my physical dice more. I just rolled 3 nat 20s in a row on 3 different d20s I'm holding.
Dude, stop. We're in the middle of a fight. We need those.
I've used my online dice anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'm just saying I should use these physical dice more.
Alright, you are literally thrown all the way to the back of the library, to the right. You see the books just go right under you, and you slammed on the wall. And you take a grand total from the concussive hit, as well as your hit on the wall. 42 bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
As you get the air knocked out of you.
Does that also come with the health reduction?
No,
I would actually throw my laptop if it did. But
no.
I think that would be bullshit.
No. Oh, only when he hits you with his
Recharge or not.
fist. That's... No, I can be mean, but not that mean.
42.
Regardless, I still managed to make my Constitution saving throw, so I get to keep Webb, and it can suck a dick.
Damn. Well, that's
Nice.
what he was trying to do, trying to break your concentration on the web spell.
This is why you, at some point, become proficient in con saves.
Yep.
Am I proficient in con saves?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
No, you have bonus on every single save because of your aura.
Yeah. Yeah, you're kind of
We need your
perfect.
aura over here.
But you have my aura. The only person who doesn't have my aura is Remy, because my aura didn't help him.
Alright, so...
I mean, hey, on the bright side, you can't see me anymore. Also, for that matter, is that mirror broken?
Which one?
Good question.
Because you said that the walls of like this whole area, like that whole area, had mirrors. It's like, did that break a mirror?
No, that's why I have the bigger map and I keep looking at it. There are no mirror where you have been thrown.
Okay, so I thought
all
like
of
the
the
original
mirrors.
description was like that there were like mirrors along all the walls.
There are mirror on all the walls, but he threw you on a bookshelf.
Oh, okay.
So, no, you didn't... If I go on a straight
Wait.
line to where you were, it goes right to the end, and it's on the bookshelf. The
There's a
mirrors
bookshelf.
are not that
Wait,
big.
hold on. I do have to ask.
Yes.
Because it would have to be the mirror, because there's no telekinetic ability where you can go in a straight line, also to the right.
Oh, okay. No, okay. You mean, did he break the wall on the mirror that was next to you? Is that it?
Well, yeah, because like,
Oh, okay.
because unless I am misunderstanding where I was originally.
You've been thrown all the way to F20.
I mean, like, I should have already like ran into the bookshelf that was already on my path.
They're not the tall bookshelves are on the wall. Those are smaller bookshelves. You know, in library, they're sort of half bookshelf.
Like the waist high ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, then I definitely would have hit the wall then, not a bookshelf.
There's
It's
a
the bookshelf on the wall. There's
Okay.
a wall bookshelf at the end of your trajectory. This is what I mean. You didn't
Okay.
slam into a mirror.
Sorry. Maybe it's just because of how the library was described, but I imagine this to being a much more expansive library where all of the bookshelves in the middle of that whole area were all tall ones.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. But
Okay,
it sounds
sorry.
like they're all short in the middle.
You know what? I'm just going to use that to my advantage, and we should probably go on break anyway.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming he doesn't have any more moves to play.
No, because of your spell, he can't move. He used a recharge ability, and nope. He's not immune to movement impairing spells, so that's it for his turn. All right. Which means, yeah, we can go on a break, and while we're on the break, we're going to talk about what Terry does. So that it's quick when you come back. All right.
This fight got a little bit easier for me now that I know that the bookshelves aren't nearly that tall.
Yeah,
No,
now that you know you
the
can shoot
bookshelf
over them.
at the center, there are those bookshelves that usually they go to, I don't know, chest height. Not waist height, chest height. You know, where your sternum is. Right. And there's a reason for that. You just don't know it.
I don't like that.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go with the marsh sound for the break. Alright. It's been a while. Alright, see you back in 15 minutes. Bye! Hello and welcome back. Alright. We go back on combat music. Alright. So, what are we doing now? We're doing a fight. In case you missed the previous part, a golem started moving and attacking people, and now it's shoving people every which way and permanently damaging members of the team, and now it's Psychic Worm time. And Psychic Worm time, well, it's Fisher, so he's on your shoulder, so he's staring down that giant. Alright, Terry. And it is a intelligence save. Yeah. Okay, no, that's Terry's stat, not the golem stat. Terry has a much higher intelligence than the golem. Golems are not known for high intelligence.
What? But the things that make them are so smart.
Yeah, but they're mindless creature. That's the problem. They follow instructions. So, the result of that save is -1. I think Terry looks at him and he just goes, and then suddenly you see the golem go, and he's affected by Tasha's mind whip, not wipe, whip. Alright, well, he's immune to psychic damage, so not gonna do damage with psychic element of it. But he is now affected by the... Oh, there's no name for it. Okay, so he just lost his reaction.
Tasha's mind whip effect.
Yeah. No, but sometimes they have a name, these effect, but now there's no name for it. It's just Mind Whip effect. So he lost his reaction until next turn, and he can only move, take an action, or a bonus action on his next turn. So he is affected. And probably Terry just looks at you and says, his mind is not shielded. And
Noted. Thank you.
And you said noted, and you just add, I don't think he has a mind.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Alright, so that was Terry. Which means we go down to Jorg!
All right.
You have a small crystalline fairy shoved in your face by audience.
Yeah. Does it look like anything with my... if I use my gem to look at it?
Oh, if you use your gem to look at it. Oh, that's interesting. What is true?
What is its true form?
Hold on. True sight. Sees normal and magical darkness. Sees invisible creature and object. Nominally detect visual illusion and succeed on saving. Receive the original form of the shape changer. Further, the monster can see into the ethereal plane with the same range. Okay. Make a religion roll, please, Jorg.
I just keep rolling 10s with this die. Religion 14 total.
Okay. You get the impression that this is the same type of creature as a familiar, except that it's not made out of Fey material. It's not made out of Fey essence. It's made out of crystal essence. So it's literally coming from a plane that you have no clue what that is. But it's not the actual creature. It's its manifestation here. But judging by the fact that it hasn't left, it's either like a familiar, unable to, or trapped here somehow.
Is audience still in front of me?
Yes.
Yes.
Like
Audience
I'm gonna
looks
say,
like he may be about to chuck it.
I'm gonna say 1 second, and then I'm gonna lean out, and I'm gonna cast a level 4 dispel magic on the guy,
Okay.
and hope that's high enough. Probably not, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
What's a roll, I think, for the spell?
Yeah, it's a roll.
If it's not high
DC
enough
10
already.
plus that level spell if it's not high, if it's higher than level 4.
Although if it's a shield, it might not be higher. It might just dispel it.
I mean, if I'm being honest, you might as well just do level 3, because either it is the shield
Oh, good
spell
point.
and it's automatically dispelled, or it's higher than that, or not a leveled thing, and you'll have to roll anyway.
But if it's shield, that's level 1, so you might as well do level 3, because it might just dispel it automatically.
Yeah. Well, Jorg has already committed to casting at level 4, because he doesn't know what level shield is because he doesn't have access to it.
Yes,
so
you
he's
do.
casting it. I do have access to it. Jorg's just an
You haven't
idiot.
rolled that
All
cast.
right, I already hit cast, and I feel like it's cheating to go back because
So Jorg turns the corner and just looks at the golem and casts at level 4, and then completely on the other side of the library, where Remy is doing his best to catch his breath because he got the wind knocked out of him. For some reason, Remy, you look at Jorg, and your respect for him goes into the negative.
Wasteful.
What if I need my level 3 slot?
Like at the like Raimi's apex. Is
I know.
a
I'm just
level
kidding.
4.
I'm just.
At
I know
level
I'm doing it wrong.
19. Like, and he is just throwing them away like they're candy.
Anyway, does it dispel the shield?
You see the shield lose its strength around him. There's a brief moment, and especially since you're in front of it, Fisher, you see it's sort of like if someone took a prism and rolled it, held by 2 string, all around him, making that effect. It shimmers and it desolidifies, telling you that this may be one of those things that's gonna reshape.
It might come back.
Yeah. It's maybe one of those things that you're gonna just have to keep dispelling.
Oh, but
Good
if
thing I
it
didn't-
works like a reaction, if we could just keep taking away its reaction, it won't be able to get its shield back.
But if it's like temporary hit points, then you're gonna call me mean. So
I'm just saying that if we're treating it like the shield spell,
That is true. It comes upon a reaction.
Well.
Alright, so
regardless, we don't want it to have reactions. But anyway,
its barrier has desolidified, meaning for now it has lost this additional layer of protection.
I'm gonna leave the moonbeam on it, and I'm gonna pull back into cover, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, fairy guy, why were you locked in a box?"
I guess the fairy can respond on my turn, because I guess it's attached to my turn.
I'd say the one thing you did learn from your check is that it's not a fairy.
Yeah, but I don't
it's
know what it is.
from an alternate plane.
I'll explain that too. It's from an alternate plane. It seems to be like crystal.
So, audience, right now, from what Jorg is telling you, the chances of it being a all-powerful creature is slowly diminishing, and you're sort of starting to get that feeling that you've just been had. You're starting to get that feeling.
Well, I never thought it was an all-powerful creature. That's why I grabbed it. I was just hoping it would help us out. I would have grabbed
and then
an all-powerful
punish it
creature.
for wasting your time by throwing it at a golem.
It's more that you think maybe it doesn't have the ability to suck out your soul.
Oh, I never thought that.
Okay. Alright. So, Jorg is back where he is, and which means we go down to Arunak. Well, now Arunak has just saw Remy being shoved across half of the battlefield and into a shelf. You were shoved on the wall so hard you probably even started to spit out blood.
on the bright side, that crick in his back is probably gone.
On the bad side, you just lost one vertebra.
Can you go into the avatar state now?
Dong. Alright, so... Oh, how can he help you in a... So, I want to know, does Remy figure that Arunak has at least one very powerful healing spell? Does he remember that Arunak has heal as a spell?
I believe it was at least mentioned, or
Okay.
I feel like he's used that before.
So Olenak turns toward you, and you just because it's probably just a sign you're gonna give him, so it's good. I'll allow you to do a free action for it. You hear Olenak say, "Thumbs up if you need your life saved, Remy." How do you respond?
Rainy responds, "Give it a minute." Thumbs down.
Okay.
Or down.
Okay. Then, in that case, he will not use his only level 6 slot to heal you. He will give you a... Why do I have... Oh, because there's an update for that. It's not the time to do an update.
Professor Oak in the dialogue box. This isn't the time to use that now.
Alright, so he's gonna go and cast Healing Word at a 3rd level just to give you at least a little bit. Because he doesn't want to go all the way to where you are. I mean, the books freaks him out. So he's gonna make one step forward so he has a...
Understandable for a tree.
So he can see you clearly, and he's going to give you a little bit of healing. Just a little bit.
Please just get really nervous around wooden furniture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh wow, he's really nervous because I rolled 1-1-1.
Oh
It happens.
Performance
Audience
issue.
stole all the luck from all our rolls.
Yeah, that's a problem. Alright, so this means, Remy, unfortunately, you regain the minimum hit point he can give with a level 3 healing word, which is 11 hit points. And
Incidentally, this is why the healing spells got boosted in the new rules.
I think they figured out that there was actually a good reason in previous edition to have healing spells nearly every 2 level of spell. It's sort of good thing to not just upcast a spell. It's a good thing to actually have a stronger spell for healing every time you level up.
But in the end, the solution was just to make the scaling better, which they did.
Oh, I didn't look at it. I'm gonna look at it after, because I've been meaning to try and tackle with that scaling thing. And he is still in range to try and whip. Tournament. Here we go. Ah, that's much better. But is it good enough? Well, yes, it is good enough. Alright. 24 to hit. Since he does not have that shield, it actually hits. And it does... hold on, here it is. It does 3d6. £11 points of Piercing damage. Okay. Sanctum defense. Here we go. Okay. And that is Arunak. He moved forward once, which means we go back to the top of the initiative with Fisher.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I think I'm probably just gonna hit him again.
Go all out before the shields come back on.
Go all out just this once. Yeah. I am going to.
Shield is down! Kill it!
Pull out my greatsword and attack him.
Go ahead.
20 is the lowest
You've
we've
hit,
hit with.
and you
Yeah.
believe it
Yeah.
would have been enough.
Yeah.
Yep, 20 is the lowest.
Could be lower, but could have been exactly it.
Yeah. Even with advantage, I believe that's too high. So yeah, I'm just gonna take out my greatsword and I am going to start with a booming blade and then just keep swinging.
Go, go, go.
Or do I want to chromatic strike this? Nah, I'm just gonna booming blade. Psych. Because of Jorg's con saves thing that he's got going, I'm actually gonna I'm going to cast chromatic strike.
Okay.
Using a vial of the blood from the ice, the Rakshin,
Okay.
to use cold.
Okay.
I'm going to cast it at I've got plenty. We'll do 3rd level.
Okay.
Alright, and then I'm going to start swinging.
Okay.
First attack is a 27 to hit.
That is enough.
Whereas I can only find one of my d4s, which is concerning for multiple reasons. Now I'm scared. Oh, well, I'll find it painfully later, probably. Alright.
Well, that's okay. The break is over, so you won't.
Yeah. Sorry, let me get back over. 14 slashing damage. And then another 4 cold damage.
Okay. And any effect with the cold?
The cold is until the beginning of my next turn. It has disadvantage on its Constitution saving throws.
Okay. Its
Next
body
attack
becomes slightly brittle.
is whenever I don't use Great Webmaster, I roll high enough that I would have hit with it, and then
And when you decide
that's a
to
30
actually
to hit.
Yeah, how much?
30.
Yeah, that's enough.
That is 9 plus 7 is 16 slashing damage. And
And
9 cold damage. And then I'm going to action surge.
all right.
Third attack is a 22
That is enough.
for 17 slashing damage. And 6 cold damage.
This time the strike went really deep inside, and its knee almost buckled after under the pressure of that incredible slash, meaning it's below 50%.
Let's go.
Ooh.
Fourth attack is a 24 to hit.
That is enough.
For dude, I've been just rolling higher and higher on these 2d6. That is 11 plus 7 is 18 slashing damage. And 7 cold damage.
Okay. And that's your turn.
And then I'm going to step. How much reach do I think it has? I'll step 2 steps back to J12.
J12. Moving 2 step back. Okay. Okay.
And then that's my
You
turn.
hit it and hit it and hit it. And bits and pieces of clay just break off of its body. The last strike you give nearly force him to his knees, and as you slowly back away, you look at him and you hear severe damage incurred. Retreating for repairs. And you just see everything around it shimmers and it disappears.
Now
Oh,
you could
shit.
try and counter. You could try probably and counterspell that. I don't know if you have reaction.
I have
Um?
counterspell.
Well, the trigger would be if
Wait.
it actually looked like a spell happened.
Yeah, do I like see a spell being cast?
No, even and it's sort of weird. The way that it happens, it's almost as if the projector of an illusion were turned off. You see sort of this dephasing of his body and different colors going out, and it just loses consistency.
Huh.
Terry
All right,
tells
then,
you.
yeah, I wouldn't be able to counterspell anything. So
Terry just once this happens, Terry tells you, he exists on many planes.
did he go to a different one?
He stopped existing as if light had been turned off.
Huh.
I don't think we beat him.
Maybe he's in the dimensional storage.
He's in a dimensional storage.
All right, I'll look at the Terry. Damn, I guess you won't get chucked at it.
Well, for what it's worth, usually constructs take for fucking ever to actually repair, so we probably won't have to deal with them for the rest of our stay.
At the very least, you have a little bit of time. At the very least, you have a bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a huge amount of area effect. Hold on, I think I have him. All right, take me out. Here we go.
All right, Ian's is gonna go to the one door we haven't checked.
There are 2 doors.
Well, no, there's the door. Well, there's the door we can't open yet, and then there's the.
I never said
E8 is the one he's talking about.
I
And then
never
there's the
said
door
that
we
you
haven't
couldn't
even
open.
looked. Oh, well, there's the door we haven't even looked through yet. We have no idea what's on the other side.
Both doors. So the door that is at M4 and 5, you didn't check if it was locked. You just checked if it felt like it would blow up or something like this.
Yeah, we couldn't see through it. I
No.
guess, which I could see through.
Yeah.
And there's
I
the
was gonna
door
say-
at E8, which you have done nothing except
Yeah,
Georg watched it.
yeah. I'm going up to that door because
Okay.
I want to. I'm still just holding the gem fairy or whatever it is.
As you're moving with that fairy into your hands, he just goes, "Unhand me, or I will throw
No.
you in another realm made of lava."
I will feed you to my dragon. You're made of gems. It might give me an effect.
You have a dragon? He looks
Fuck
at
around and find out.
he looks at you. He looks at you, Jorg, when he says, "Does he really have a dragon?"
Yeah, but look, I won't let him feed you to him.
Right. Well, come on, just let me go.
Why were you in a box? Why were you locked up?
I don't know. That's the oddest thing. I was minding my own business on my own plane of existence, and then suddenly someone just yanks me out and puts me into jam. I just want to go home.
I want to
Wait, so you're inside this gem?
Ooh, I actually rolled nicely on an insight. I got 22.
You get the same
Mostly I'm
vibe. It's insight you rolled? Is that it?
Yeah.
Right. You get the vibe of someone trying to explain something, but lacking the words to properly explain it. So he's not intentionally awkward in his explanation. He just doesn't know how to tell you in a way that makes sense for you. I mean,
Can I break?
I'm
Can I break the gem, and then you'll be free?
no, I'm stuck inside of here. It's gonna hurt.
I mean, it might hurt, but then you might be free. No pain, no gain.
Right. Hey, you over there! All made out of metal.
Rude.
Well, are you not made out of metal? Never mind.
Not
Can you
all
see
metal.
anything? Can you see anything through this door? I'm gonna hold the fairy up to the door.
So he slightly ignores your audience and go, "If someone breaks your neck, your soul is gonna come out. Do you want him to
What?
break your neck?"
What?
He wants to break my
Oh,
neck
God.
because because I might go back.
Oh. Yeah, that tracks. Not that it would work, that he would think that.
Oh, good. Can you do something
I just
about
do
him?
what he says if you. If I were you.
I don't know. I don't have anything I can do. I was just yanked out of where I am. I don't even know why.
Can you see through doors?
No. Can you?
Off a magical object, I don't know. I don't know what you can do. Can you open this door? Can you cast any spells? Can you do anything useful?
I don't know. What's considered useful for you?
I'm asking. Can you cast any spells? Can you? Are you immune to any effects?
I don't think so. And, well, I can't cast as in spit out spell, but, just like everybody else, I can make rituals.
What rituals can you make?
Well, the same thing as you can. Rituals. What else? Rituals.
I can't make any rituals.
You can't?
No.
Then what are you good at?
Hitting things.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
What rituals can you do a ritual that would dispel magic? Or an effect of another ritual on something?
Well, maybe. I mean, what exactly do you want me to try and dispel? I'm not saying I can.
Can you dispel? Oh wait, I don't know about the harp. Remy hasn't told us about the harp yet, unless he did. And I forgot.
Hasn't been able to.
So, Remy, how are you doing? Way over there on the other side of all of those books.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Raimi on a completely different side of the room, gets up, brushes off the dust that more than likely fell onto him, unless these are very pristine books.
There is a little bit of dust. Not as much as you think there should be. But there is a little bit of dust. As if someone sometime opens a window and the dust sort of flies off a little bit. So there is a little bit of dust, but not as much as closed space like this implies.
So Raimi starts walking over to, well, I guess where everybody's attention is right now.
Okay.
Since everybody seems to be very focused on this faith thing that either can't give answers or can't.
Okay.
Incidentally, though, does it look pretty?
Well, it
The
shines.
most
It's made out of
important
crystals.
question.
That's why Audin said he was gonna feed it to his dragon.
It's literally made out of gem. It's like I said, it's sort of the same thing as a familiar, but instead of being made out of fey smoke, it's made out of crystal from another plane. Here it is.
And he just raises his hand. Can I have it?
In a moment, Remy. In a moment, Remy. I'm trying to see if it can do anything first.
So
It'd be nice if we could.
as you're
rescue
as
him.
you're moving through this library space, initially you're moving as you would normally, or the feeling of you being in an aviary still hasn't left.
Well, he's probably a bit used to getting looks from people anyway, but it's like he's
Right
currently
now, you feel at the
walking.
last scene of The Birds. When everyone's leaving the house, you don't know why, but you feel like that right now.
So then we are fast walking.
Look casual. Just look casual.
So you're fast walking, and are you trying to?
He's going to sue this. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your phrase.
Because like mostly he's just making sure he's not about to break a rule of the library, which probably involves no running in the library. But there's nothing against fast walking in the library.
Okay. And what about debris or things like this? You know, you've just been shoved. There's bits and pieces of wood on the floor. There's probably a book or two that fell. Are you avoiding touching any of those, or are you really just fast walking all the way to the other side?
Do you look like a box
Actually-
right now? Also,
Actually, he's going to see what happens, like on his way over. He's going to see what happens if he mage hands a book back into its proper place.
Okay. So, as you're moving away, you use your hand, you take one book and you raise it. You raise it maybe 2 or 3 feet, and you hear this ruffling around you. And when your eyes dart in that direction, you just see 1 or 2 pages going.
There's another like animated image in here, isn't there? Moving through all the pages in the library.
Could.
I mean, it'd be hilarious.
So, you are maybe halfway through. You just replaced one of the book. Well, partially replaced one of the book. How do you go about the rest? Keep going, touching something, moving a chair, taking a book, shoving it in Fisher's direction. I don't know.
Well, I mean, he can't really do anything about the splintered wood. But if there is a reasonable number of books on the floor, it's like he will at least try to pick them up and put them back into their correct places. Because I wonder if maybe the thing that's watching him is just the equivalent of this room's librarian and is very disappointed that books were left on the floor.
Okay. So you keep replacing books as you're moving away. And I don't know, either you understood how things work, but nothing bad happens to you. However, the more you move, the more you feel in an aviary, as if birds were there, invisible, watching you, and they're not reacting because you're putting book back into place. Sort of very attentive. You get this visual image in your mind of a bird just going. As long as you're just putting back the books, you don't know where it's coming from. Every time you turn around, you look at the movement that you're hearing. It's just books that you're hearing. Sometimes you see one page just falling. Alright, so you're doing something right. You managed to rejoin with everyone without provoking anything.
So now Raimi is interacting with everybody else with this Fae thing. Presumably.
Fisher, do you go back up? Or do you wander off somewhere else? Oh, small question. Remy and Jorg, are you stopping concentration in your spells?
Raymond's going to maintain that for a whole hour because his web's kind of out of the way
Okay.
of most people.
Jorg?
I don't remember how long mine lasts.
Combat spell, it's usually just in 1 minute.
That's what I thought.
I-
I'll let
Maybe
it burn
might be
out on its
10.
own
I don't know
because
why.
in case something comes back and attacks us.
It's either 1 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Moonbeam,
I don't know why it would be 10.
1 minute. Yeah. So I'll
Okay,
just let
yeah.
it go for the 1 minute just in case it comes back or something. But
Okay. All right. So Fisher, where did you go? Do you rejoin with everyone, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So you can move up all the way to Arunak, and if you want, you can step into the library. You can step into the mage research place, or you can just stay there next to Arunak and just look at what's happening on because
I'm just gonna, look over the top of Ornak's head.
you're 2 feet taller than Arunak and Remy, so you can actually
Yeah.
see pretty well.
Oh, okay, before I forget, Raby will now turn over to Oranak.
Okay.
Can I get just a little more help?
Oh yeah, sure.
And then makes like a wibbly wobbly motion with his talons,
Okay.
trying to. Actually, he just minor illusions what Oranak looks like anytime he was using Aura Vitality.
Oh, well, yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, I remember those gestures. Aura of Vitality, spell. Here we go.
Maybe glad that he told Oranak to hold off on his 6th level spell when he could do a similar amount of healing with a 3rd level.
Yeah. All right. So that's 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 4 rounds. I don't have any more d6, right? No, that's not true. I have more. They're just too far away. Okay. So that. 29 point. That's after 4 round. 29. Wow. That's a whole lot more. 21. That's 28 in total. Additional. And an additional 32. And there's still another 2 round if someone else wants. If someone else wants or needs some.
I don't think anybody
How much was it total? Sorry.
good.
26 and 39. And we will be at 8 turns, which means there's still another 2 turns that you can give to someone.
Okay. Raimi is fully healed at that point, so.
I think Ornak's the only other one that got hit.
Yeah, but he lost hit point because it was a golem, so he can't heal himself.
Yeah, so. Anybody else down for there?
No, I'm
Yeah, no,
feeling good.
I'm good.
All right,
Oranak and Raimi were the only people to take damage, which.
Yep.
All right, so while this is happening, we go back to Jorg, Audience, and Fisher. So, Audience, you said that you go to the door with the creature, or do you leave the creature with Jorg, or
Nope, with the creature.
you go with the creature? And what do you do in front of the door with the creature?
I mean, not much. He said he couldn't see through it, so I'll try and see through it.
Okay. No, you can't. It seems to be made out of wood, but when you try and look through it, It's like it doesn't exist.
Okay, I'm gonna open the door.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna ask Jorg to look at it with true sight first, and then I'm gonna open the door.
I'll look at it with true sight.
Make sure.
You do see a shimmer that indicates there's a spell there.
There's a spell.
What kind of spell?
I guess if it were an illusion, he'd be able to see it for what it truly is.
No. It doesn't allow you to see what spell it is. It just allows you to see there's...
Well, he's saying if the spell was an illusion, he'd be able to see through it. So it's probably not an illusion.
No, it's not an illusion.
Yeah.
Where is it? Here we go. True sight.
And nothing to the ethereal plane or anything?
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna open it.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna tell the fairy to open it.
Here, you open it. Why? Grabs the door handle and opens it completely. The door opens up and you can see a rather large area in front of you. From your angle, you can see that there are several bookshelves. There's an actual table. There's a very large rug. Bookshelves at the other side. You can sort of make out maybe a bed, but it's difficult. You only see a small corner of it. This may be the private chambers of the mage.
Private chambers is a good place. Alright, that's a good place for true sight. Jorg, come in
True
here to
sight.
the private chambers. Let's see what's going on in here.
All right.
Also, probably that was some form of alarm potential spell, but we already knew that the mage was aware of our presence, so, you know,
Yep.
he's now more alarmed.
He knows we're in his.
Chambers.
Yep.
Audience. Alright. And now you bring in Jorg to go inside. Oops, wrong window. Alright, Jorg, you go inside. Alright. How far inside do you go? Do you just cross the threshold and start looking? Do you go at the center of the room?
I'll just cross the threshold and start looking.
Okay. So, well, there doesn't seem to be any illusion. You're looking with true sight. Does that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we... No, that's not the right book. It's here, the one here. I keep forgetting what true sight allows you to see. Hold on. Magical darkness, invisible creature, an object, detect...
Anything that's basically the true form of anything. You
Well,
can't be faked out by how anything looks.
Yeah, it's shape changer.
Yes, like, yeah, anything.
For example, the
Anything
golem.
that's trying to.
The golem looked real. The golem looked like
Yeah,
a
we knew
statue
it was a
when you entered,
golem. It was just
but-
off.
Yeah, the true sight would not tell you that it was a golem, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't tell you what something is. It just tells you if something is trying to.
Is not
look
the right
different.
shape.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but the golem was just a big clay man.
Yeah.
Not hiding it.
So, no. Looking at things inside of the room. Make a perception roll for me, please. It's been a while since you did that.
Ooh, a 17 plus 8, so 25.
Okay. 25, that's pretty good. You look around and... No, you don't see anything that's not the right shape. You don't see any illusions. The room looks awfully clean. But other than that, no. You don't detect anything that's not supposed to be there, that seems out of place. Shape-shifted creatures. Illusion protecting anything. No. Entering the room from where you are and what you can see, you can't see anything that feels out of place. With true sight, I mean.
Okay. Now I wish I had detect traps.
No, you don't. It would just say there's a trap somewhere in this room, and you'd go, okay, thanks.
Okay.
You already know.
Well, not just this
that.
room, but arguably this
I
whole
do
floor.
Yeah.
Probably everywhere is a trap. You're in a trap.
How many rounds was that
Yeah.
fight?
3, I
Three?
think.
Okay, we're gonna
Yeah.
say it's done.
2.5.
Do I risk a DC 15 Constitution save to use my rig again? Avery, Jordan, can you give me guidance for a moment?
I'll
That
give you
doesn't help with
guidance.
saving throws. Or is it a check or a saving throw?
It's a oh no, it's a saving throw, so that wouldn't help me.
Actually, you know what? Not even 2, because Remy didn't have a second turn, I don't think.
It's risky. I don't know if I want exhaustion yet, but I do want to look through everything with X-ray.
So,
Nah. If he doesn't see any spells with the true sight, I'm just gonna go open stuff.
okay. So you enter the room?
Yep.
Alright, you enter the room. Meaning... Okay.
I would like to move up and follow them and ask Terry if he sees anything or what he sees in the room.
Okay. Carefully shoving Onak and Remy away or stepping inside the library?
Excuse me, pardon me.
Okay.
Excuse burp. Thank you, burp.
Okay. And you move up to the door.
Yeah.
Use him once again as a flashlight.
Yep.
Just before audience enters the room. All right. So, as audience is stepping inside, you use Terry to look inside. Now, Terry looks at everything and, you know, he doesn't like the mirrors, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And he feels that the rug that audience is just about to step on, it looks weird.
Stop.
Audience, I'll allow you to do a dexterity save because you already said that you go inside and start doing the raccoon. I'll give you a dexterity save to see if you stop, if you have time to stop before stepping on the rug.
I don't want to stop. I want to try and jump the rug with an acrobatics instead of when he says stop.
Okay.
Or athletics. I don't know which that would be.
Yeah, long
Jumping.
jump, that would be athletic.
Okay. 17.
17. Pretty decent, pretty decent. Good form. You know, you keep ripping your shirt. So, Remy has his day. Remy, do you catch up with everyone else? Or do you stay there where you are?
I guess if it's his turn to move,
Well, we're out of turn, so I'm trying to just give same time to everyone.
Unofficial.
well, it doesn't seem like everybody is going to accidentally go down to the lower room. So for the time being, Raimi will at least trail behind everybody, hoping that they don't trigger a trap before he has the opportunity to somehow circumvent it.
Okay.
Mhm.
We're slowly losing you.
Yeah, you
Losing
sound kind of
your audio.
robotic.
Well, I might have just been leaning a bit too far away from my mic, but does like sound better or worse?
Yeah, it's still pretty bad.
I'll just come out and
It's-
come back in. That
it's-
solves everything usually.
Yeah, it's clear, but you sound, there's so much more echo than usual. All right. Oh, damn, and all the cameras are completely... I'm not redoing them. He's supposed to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry for fucking your cameras.
Oh, that's okay. We're
Are
confident
they
that you're
unfucked or
coming
do
back.
they stay?
And your audio's fixed.
Yeah.
All right, so you move up. You look at everything that's going. Audience decides to jump across the rug. And it's a very good show. Very athletic. You know, he 1, 2, and whoa! And as he jumps over the rug, you see the entire rug go up and grab audience.
Shit. Can I cast Dispel Magic on it?
Well, of course you can. And
I feel like it's gonna be way out of my.
And while you do this, I'm gonna go check if it actually does something.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna just cast it at level
3.
3 because it's probably way higher than.
I mean, it's a creature.
Here you go.
Oh, it's a creature. If it's a
Oh,
creature,
it might be
okay,
a
well,
magic
I rolled
item.
Garbage in.
Basically.
It's
Yeah.
an enhance rug.
Of smothering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
All right, your DC is
I rolled a Oh, my spell DC.
yes.
Wait, do you roll or do I roll?
No, I want to know your DC when you cast a spell.
Oh, it's
If it's dispel magic, he has to make a d20 roll plus his wisdom.
against a 10 plus the spell's level.
No, Rug of Smothering.
Oh.
If targeted by a dispel magic, the rug must succeed on a Constitution saving throw against the caster's spell DC.
Oh.
Okay, this is
Oh,
unique. Okay.
that's 16. Okay, cool.
All right, so you rolled
Interesting. I didn't
16.
know it. Yeah, 16
All
is my
right.
spell DC.
It seems to be trying to stay functional, and for a brief moment you have that thought of, oh man, it failed, and then it just falls back completely weirdly on the ground. It rolled 14, so it didn't succeed its Constitution saving throw.
Whew.
But Fisher and Remy, you can roll Arcana to see if you remember reading about rugs of smothering.
24.
24. That's more than enough. I just want to know if Remy also knows.
Only a 19.
19 would be enough. You know that it's sort of like unconscious. In a minute or so, it's going to start moving again.
Can I just kind of hack it apart with my sword?
It's considered unconscious right now, so yeah, of course.
All right, I'm just gonna start cutting this thing to shreds.
All right. Well,
Do I need to?
it's like
roll?
attacking a so long.
Just don't roll one with advantage.
No, you have advantage. Natural armor still persists.
Not 20.
It's a natural 20. If I remember correctly, striking at an unconscious target, if you hit, it's guaranteed.
Yeah, it's a
critical.
Yeah, it's a
It's
crit.
a critical damage.
Yeah.
And you have advantage. All right.
Yeah.
So, how much damage do you do?
33.
All right.
35.
35. All right. Keep going. It's not you barely scratched the surface. It's pretty
All right.
thick.
22.
22 is enough to hit.
Uh, 32.
Okay. Audience, you just came out of this. If you want to follow the example of Fisher, who seems to be hacking at the rug like a madman, you can if you want.
Sure. I'll hit it. 27.
I'm just like laying into this thing with my sword while I'm going. Stop doesn't mean jump.
9 damage.
You do 9 damage?
Yeah, I'm not using divine smites on this.
Well, you crit.
Oh, I crit?
It's an automatic
Yeah.
crit. It's unconscious.
Oh, then that is... Sorry. That is 9 plus 7. So, 16.
Okay. It has light fraying on it. It's pretty sturdy. Remy, your friends, they're just destroying this beautiful rug.
So, well,
What are you
that
doing? That's
same
so
rug
expensive.
also just tried to trap some audience, so I
Yeah,
guess you can't feel too bad about it.
It was sort of like a nightmarish moment where a plant tried to snatch audience as he was trying to jump over it.
But audience cleanly.
Thanks to Jordan.
Audience be nimble, audience be quick, audience jump over.
All right, you have one turn to destroy it, and you've done at least a third of its hit point in a round and a half. So let's just move this forward half a minute in the future and say you're done. You find yourself in front of a huge quantity of frayed carpet, beautiful red strings, and both a feeling of having destroyed beautiful work of art and killed a monster who tried to kill you.
I'm gonna, yeah, after we tear it to shreds, I'm gonna ask Terry if this other carpet looks the same.
The carpet under the bed? No, it doesn't
Yeah.
look the same.
Okay. Anything else look like that carpet?
No.
All right.
All right, so you all move inside of the room.
Yes.
All right. And you start looking around. Where do you go exactly in the room? Is there an order in which you want to rummage to that room? Going to the back.
Does he have like a personal desk in here?
Well, there's a whole bunch of bookshelves. At E5, there are small chests, not locked, so there's probably some personal stuff in there. At B2, you think it's a wardrobe. Right next to the bed, there's a small desk. So you move at the center
Go
of
for
the
the
room.
desk next to the bed.
And as you move, you see that right here, between the two shelves, there's a door. At B6.
6. Oh.
What about the rest of you?
Terry.
Terry, look at the door. All right. What about the rest of you?
I guess Raimi will just start mage handing all the chests open.
Okay. You start opening this. Do you move in front of them? Just 5
Raimi
feet
is
away
never-
from them?
Look, Raimi remembers the stone chest.
I just want to
He
know
remembers.
how cautious are you? Do you stay in front of the door and just open the chest from there? Or do you at least put yourself in a position where you can see inside once it's opened? Yeah.
He's going to open them first and then proceed to go actually look inside of them.
Okay.
Just if there's going to be traps, they might as well go off in front of the chest when nobody's in front of them.
Okay. So the two chests that are at E5 open without any problems. No difficulty. There doesn't seem to be any magical trap to them. So there would be the desk also after that next to the bed, and there is the wardrobe and another desk at A2. There are drawers. You can open them if you want. So what do you do with those?
He'll at least open the wardrobe, hoping there's not a boggart in there.
Okay, so you move forward. You move forward. Oh, that's right. Hold on. All right. You move forward and you open the wardrobe. and there's a small of magic that comes out of it. You sort of recognize the effect. You're kind of glad that you weren't caught in it, but at the same time, it wouldn't have been too bad. It looked like the splash of a magic from a banishment spell.
Ah.
But that's it. You opened
That would have been
everything.
awkward.
Well, yeah, it would have been just slightly awkward being stuck in a dimensional space for a minute, but also not too bad. And judging from how not too bad the spell is, you can sort of deduce that either the mage consistently forgets that the spell is there because it wasn't lethal. So either it's just mildly important what's in there for the mage, not enough to put a deadly trap, but enough to put a trap that even if he gets caught in it, it wouldn't kill him or do something too bad. You might find his favorite robe in there, but probably not something more precious than that.
I think from there, especially since as far as he's been able to be told, there's no spells on the desks.
No.
Or at least no magical auras on the desks.
No.
I think at this point he'll just start making that investigation check and just going through the stuff in the room, including but not limited to the desks.
Okay.
The desks, the chests, and whatever.
When you get to the end where there's a and B1, you do see better inside of that room over there. That the room that is C, D, and E. It's a bathroom.
Okay.
So, make your investigation roll on this room. And while you're doing this, I'm going to go back to the rest of the group.
Yep.
I want to cast guidance on him.
Remy, Jorg is praying for you. He's touching your shoulder.
Shit.
Natural
just
one.
Scrambling, looking around everywhere. I think my lantern's still active. There's not much time has passed.
Now you wish that spell had hit you.
Would have spared him a minute of this. 31 though, so
31. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so Remy is doing a very time-consuming action of rummaging through everything carefully, lifting things, putting them back where they're supposed to be. What about the rest of you? So, Fisher, you're looking at the door. So, Jorg, what are you doing? Beside praying for Remy.
I can help Remy rummage through things. Well, he's got Mage Hand. I'm not going to get in on that. I don't want to get zapped by something.
But it only takes maybe 1 or 2 minutes where he's using Mage Hand. And it's rummaging through a large room like this. It's something that takes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. It's quite long. And he's doing a very thorough job. With 32, it's an extremely thorough job.
Then I can help him.
Then you get advantage on top of your already existing advantage. I'm going to lower the DC.
With a second body, I feel like it would just presumably take less time.
Yes. Now you know what he ate this morning. You found peanut butter toast crumbs on the floor. All right? So Jorg helps Remy, and because of that, Remy goes faster and it takes less time. So you're not sure it's because he helped you, though. All right, audience, what do you do?
Audience thinks there's enough cooks in this kitchen, so now he's going to leave this room and go to the other room because he's bored of this room.
All right, so
Walk
do you
in.
mean the mage laboratory, or
Trigger
do you
trap.
go...
Leave.
No, I'm going to go to the room that We hadn't tried to open yet.
Okay. And do you keep to the path or do you cross through the experimentation room?
I would keep to the path.
Okay. So you would keep to the path, meaning.
Unless there's a web on the path, in which case I would go around the web. But I think that was in the library.
Okay. So while they're doing this, all right. So I'm gonna put you all the way down to the door. Fisher, while you're doing all of this, Terry does tell you one thing as he's looking at the door and you're using him as a flashlight. You just go for a brief moment. There's this. Oh, sorry, everything went spinning for a while. Oh, that felt strange. Make an Arcana roll if you'd like, Fisher.
Okay, yeah, I was about to ask. Rolls are not great today, but that's still a 18.
Okay. Terry's the weakest of you physically.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever effect took hold when you entered this place, it might have reached a critical point with him.
Okay. Remind me of what that felt like. Was that when we entered the tower in
No,
general?
it was when you entered this room. This sanctum. It felt like someone reached out into you and took out one breath. You felt like that.
Okay.
But you haven't felt anything since, and you've been in there for a good 10 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Terry felt a bit dizzy when you were going through the same hallway that Audience was, and right now he just had a really nauseous moment of spinning and but he looks better for now.
Did it go away?
He still feels that heaviness inside of him. It feels a bit more oppressive right now, as if it's taking more space. He feels like he ate too much, kind of full.
Uh-huh.
But he hasn't eaten in 2 days right now, so it's not because he's full.
Why not?
I wasn't hungry.
You need to eat.
Do you eat when you're not hungry?
I don't know how eating works, if I'm being honest, but I know organic creatures need to eat pretty much every day for the most part.
Oh, okay.
Generally. And especially if they're getting bigger.
All right, well, I'm going to start ingesting
But
things at least once a day. I didn't know that. There are days where I'm really hungry, and there are days when I'm not hungry. All right. So we go down to audience. Audience, you go all the way around. You arrive at the big room at the bottom, and you push the door open. Do you push the door open, or do you do something else?
No, I'll push the door open. I think me and the fairy need to bond a little bit. He needs to show that I'm willing to put my life on the line a little bit too.
You find yourself in front of a very large room, and the tiles are very colorful everywhere. Very pretty. Did I upload this?
What's in the middle?
It just hold on. I think I have a better image for you. I'm gonna put it on the Discord.
It's not the monument, is it?
No, it just looks like a strange contraption that's made to contain probably energy. Very thick, very iron-y, cast iron-y type of structure at the center. The room that you have in front of you. Oh, this size exceeds size limit? Why? Hold on.
I dab?
Oh, it's pretty large because I wanted to be able to see properly into it, but apparently it's too big. Hold on. I'm gonna half it. So 1, 2, 7, 9 in size. Here we go. Record. That should be good. All right. Let's call it rainbow floor. So, if you want to see better how the floor is, you have a representation there. I just sent it on Discord. So every tile has very colorful marble in it. You see blue, yellow, red, orange, black, green. There are a bunch of slots on each of the wall. There are levers on the floor. The big thing at the center looks like it's made to concentrate energy or something like this. You don't know if there's something inside. There's no humming nor buzzing or anything like this that helps you figure out if it's active or not.
There are a bunch of levers on the floor?
Yeah, 4. One at M3, one at M8, one at T1, and one at T6. On the image that I just sent, you can see them also. It's just that you don't have the grid in front of you. And at S and T, you see another door.
I see.
ST8, you see another 9, you see another door. So there is a small place when you enter the room that the tiles are white. And around the machine at the center, metal thing at the center, also there is a white border. And right in front of the door, there is also a bunch of white tiles. Everything else, colors are there.
Is colored.
Yes.
And how many feet is there between me and this thing?
Between where you are and the thing at the center, it's from the landing or from the outside door?
From like the end of the white tiles.
Okay. That's if you.
I think that's just 10 feet.
10 feet, yeah. If you can jump 11 feet, you're gonna end up on the white tiles.
Cool. I want to jump to the thing in the center.
All right. And where do you place yourself when you jump? Do you jump from the yellow square or the green square?
No, I jump from the gray square. I'm trying to long jump.
The green square? Okay.
To the gray
The
square.
The
white square. I'm not touching the square.
When you jump, do you step
like
above
over?
the yellow or the green one? And then
I
all
guess
the
I would
others?
technically fly over the green one.
Over the green one. All right. So as you're doing all of this,
If you want to know my roll, it is a 12.
12. Oh, jeez. All right. In that
I mean, you still
case,
get to running long jump a minimum of 20 feet.
Yeah, if I don't even need to do athletics, then I won't roll it. I mean, if I can just jump it, I'll just jump it.
yeah.
It's like usually the issue with jumping in a room is like how much height you have to the room. It's like then the roll more becomes like how carefully can you jump without bumping your head on the ceiling or whatever.
I'm just jumping it. I'm just trying to jump and then land in front of the pillar. There's not really careful because I assume the room's high enough.
All right.
Audience is just going, jumping will work this time.
Remind me your AC.
23.
23. All right. You jump in the air, and as you're moving through the air, you feel pretty smart doing this. And then you hear those, and magic starts being shoved from everywhere. You don't exactly see what hits you. One goes right past you, but 3 others slam into you. And you get hit with 13 points of acid damage. 11 points of thunder damage. And 12 points of thunder damage. And then you fall. I'm gonna make you do a dexterity roll because you've been hit while you were in the air, so you might stumble and
dexterity roll or saving throw.
Landing. I think it's acrobatic, so dexterity roll.
It's usually a DC 10 acrobatics check to land on your feet.
Yeah.
Well, that's a 19.
19. All right. You gracefully land on your feet, but still going. Jeez, where did that come from?
Does the gem fairy get hit at all, or is it good?
Because it was on you, I'm considering it like an object that was on you. It didn't target it, so.
Oh, that's cool. So if I
you got hit for it.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'm here.
Okay.
I am. Do I feel any energy humming or coming from this thing, or is it literally a metal object?
Inspecting it, make a investigation roll, please. You don't hear any humming. You're gonna have to get close to it.
15.
Touch it. 15.
I'll assess the fairy if it notices something.
Notice that you got hit.
I can see that you don't fly pretty well.
But I think I flew fine. I got where I wanted to go. Apparently these things don't.
You got hit by almost everything that went on there.
Yeah. I learned that the tiles are not triggered by touch sensitive.
Well, I guess that's good.
Yeah.
Were you really surprised looking at how the rug reacted?
Listen, I got told I don't have a lot of time. Everyone else is being too careful. I'm bored. I'm just brute forcing this.
Okay. That's... Can you leave me somewhere safe if you want to do this?
No.
No, okay.
You can chuck him to me if you want.
He's too far away.
You're not here. No one's here but me. I'm doing this room on my own.
Audience went off.
It'd be really sad if the longest running character in this campaign died off screen.
Mm-hmm. We just never knew what happened.
Audience
to him.
is forcing compliance through self-preservation with this with this thing.
The
That
thing
part is that we actually have a means of going about this room without having to jump or anything, but we'll have to wait.
Until
Listen,
I get
honestly,
over
that's
there.
why he's gonna keep jumping. He just wanted to get to the thing in the middle, and I was pretty sure I could tank ahead of whatever was gonna happen.
So, as far as you can tell, the thing at the center, it sounds hollow. There's sort of a large wheel that you can turn to completely open it if you want, but it's made out of
Ooh.
metal. It's hollow. There's no humming or anything right now. It really looks like a pressure chamber made to concentrate something.
Need to concentrate. Okay, so I don't think it's like there's actually something in. I mean,
Touching
sure,
it?
I'll start turning. Anyway, I'll start turning the wheel.
Okay. You start turning it. It takes a little bit of strength, but you've ripped your shirt so many times. I'm not gonna make you do an athletic roll just for the fun of it. So you're strong enough that it just takes you maybe a minute. There's a lot of turn to it, and it feels slightly rusty. There's a bit of resistance, but not enough for someone like you to have trouble opening it. So you eventually manage to completely unlock it. You open it. There's those device inside that the more you're looking at this, the more it feels like you're looking at something that's meant to condense something. So it's really meant to, whatever is there, either it's going to apply pressure to it, either it's there to concentrate energy in there.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with the defenses of this place, which is mostly what Audion's still looking for, because we haven't found them.
Yeah. All right.
Alright.
So
Well-
from there, what do? You try and jump to the next landing?
No, I'm gonna teleport to the next landing.
Ooh.
Because I know there's teleportation, but I can also short teleport using it. Which is a guaranteed success. And I don't know if he would have anti-teleportation inside his own chamber, because that wouldn't make sense.
I have to go set up a bed for my girlfriend's mom, so I'm gonna hang up, but
Okay.
I will see you all next week.
All right. Well, okay. No problem. I'll probably end very soon, as soon as I finish.
Okay.
With everyone. So, yeah. See you next week. Oh, and now I have to redo the cameras. I didn't think about that. Hold on. This camera, and we do this and this. And where is this one? I'm not seeing this one, and I'm not seeing this one either.
It took me a solid minute of going, what? Audience doesn't have, like, Misty Step or some other...
No, I'm just using a hell of a teleportation card.
Yeah, normal, short range. Oh, no, he's full on teleporting 30 feet.
Okay.
I don't know if I can jump it.
Fair enough. I don't think you can, because I don't think you
that's-
get a running start with that big thing in the middle.
Oh, okay. So that's. Oh goodness, I hadn't prepared that camera. That's Remy. Sorry. I was like, where's that large thing at the center of this? It's in my way. Oh, it's Remy's camera. I hadn't finished placing it. Sorry. Hold on. Almost done. Okay. And here we have it. So that's another one. That's audience. And that's Fisher. And for some reason, it's not appreciating me playing with the cameras like this. But we have them. It's slightly weird, but we're gonna make do with that because I don't want to spend 2 hours preparing the cameras. All right. I know we have a black camera for Jorg. We're gonna make do with that for now.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
I will short-term teleport to the space in front of me that I can see in front
Okay.
of the door. White squares.
Yeah, no. Okay, yeah. You do, when you try to teleport, you take 12 points of force damage as there's some sort of static energy that just grabs onto you as you're teleporting. You manage to teleport short distance, but you get the feeling that the longer you teleport, the worse that hit is.
Okay. I will then open the next door.
Okay. You open that door. And it's not this one. It's not this one. It's this one here. It's a long hallway. And at the other end of it, there is another door. At 14. ST14. All right. While this happens, we're going to go back to everyone at the top.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I'm trying to
have
keep
you-
it balanced.
So then what? So what kind of character were you hoping to play, like after a paladin? Just like after playing a paladin for like upwards of almost like 5 years now.
Yeah. I'm doing fine. I'm at full HP right now.
You're at full HP?
Yep, I got lay on hands.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I mean, make sure you actually say that you use.
Yes.
That seems like necessary DM information.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah.
in total, you sort of took like 40 points of damage in the last few moments. So.
Yeah.
It's like I wish I had like that large of a temporary hit point pool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, Jorg didn't give you all the feasts before leaving. You don't have.
I audience has decided that he is now just using his health as a resource to get through this.
Yeah, sure. Don't mind the puzzle that I took so long to make. It's okay. All right, so going back at the top.
Meanwhile, elsewhere.
Fisher, as you're looking, Terry tells you that nothing seems to be protecting the door in front of you. It looks like a normal door.
All right. I am going to open that door.
Just like really thinking about it.
Good. And
I look at Raimi. He looks busy. I'm sure it's fine.
you try to see look where audience is. He's not there anymore.
Mildly concerning.
You know, but he does that sometimes, so it's so.
He might have been swallowed by Mimic.
Yeah. He's a lost cause. I gave up on him months ago.
All right. Well, jeez. Owenak's gonna go see where audience is at least, so he's not gonna be completely alone. You know.
Audience is gonna get beat.
No, he's not gonna cross all of that. When he arrives, he sees you on the other side over there. He's like, "Oh damn, I'm too late." All right, so you open that door. Oh, there. Going for the door, you open it, and you see a much smaller room with a desk And if you do, you decide to peek inside. Just inside.
Yeah.
All right. So you peek inside, and I'm gonna put you right on the side of the door. All right. And look, you see a desk. You see in front of you what looks like a book on a pedestal. Another wardrobe is there, another bookshelf, and to your left, so top of the screen, you see this weird, shiny contraption that's floating, and it looks like a weird object with many prism floating around them. And you see the golem, a miniature version of the golem, inside of that contraption. A miniature version of the golem, 1 foot tall.
Uh huh.
Oh, and you notice that you hear something ticking at the bottom of it.
Uh huh. I would like to see if I can find a way to turn it off.
All right, you move inside, and you go to it. You go toward it, and while there is probably a way to turn it off, you see many controls, and you don't know what they all do. Some switches, some buttons, some things that you turn, a thing that you can push, something that keeps going beep, beep, beep.
Twist it, pull it, pop it.
So it's a very complex contraption. Judging from everything you've seen here and the fact that this thing was completely hidden at the back, right next to where the wizards sleep, you may be looking at the defense matrix of this place.
All right.
But it's really complex.
Yeah.
Start breaking shit, Fisher.
Rami, I need your help.
What?
I found the defense matrix. There's a fuck ton of levers, though.
Did Raimi finish his look through of this room,
I'm gonna
or is
say
this in the
yes.
middle of it?
I'm gonna say yes because it took time. You watched it. Fisher investigated that thing, and there was the door, and Jorg is helping you. So in one way or the other, it's helping you go faster, either because you want him to stop or because he's actually helping. Yeah, and with a 33.
It was a 31, but
31, yeah.
you kept increasing it each time, just like
as long as you rolled above 28. You find practically nothing in that room. It's spotless. It's so clean. But behind the desk, where there is a small mirror, this little desk that's at A2, it feels like probably he just bumped into it and the desk moved slightly. You see something that has fallen behind it. It's a scroll. It looks a bit old, as if it had been completely forgotten. Do you take it?
he does.
Gently take it out. You look at it, very old. It's slightly cracked on edges, but there's just something about that scroll. It feels like you've seen this somewhere.
Side quest complete.
There's a wax seal on it, but it's too old. The image on the wax seal has faded, slightly damaged. But there's just something about the color of the seal, the paper used.
The question is the scroll so old that if he tried to undo the seal, it might like crumble?
The wax seal will crumble, but you think the scroll is probably a few years old, but not more than that. So the scroll should not disintegrate as you try to open it. But the wax seal will definitely break and won't be repairable.
Does he care? Well, he won't really be able to reverse engineer the wax seal anyway, because when that stuff wears, it just wears.
So
He'll at least remember what it looked like in its current state, and then if he
you look at it very
if it winds up being
carefully.
important, he'll figure. Yeah.
Okay. You end up looking at it very carefully, trying to memorize it. Then you break the seal and you gently open up the scroll. And then your heart, your stomach, everything inside of you just dropped into your heels. It's a spell scroll, very low level Misty Step spell scroll, but that's not what hits you really bad. It's that you recognize the handwriting. It's yours.
Well, the jumble of handwritings that he would have used.
Yeah.
No, it's
The fact that it's 5 different handwritings, but
it's yeah, well, no. It's yours, as in you copied that spell years ago. When you were making counterfeit. It's one of the scroll you wrote.
He just slowly looking around this room.
This mage knows the person who held you hostage so long ago and for so many years. The only way he could have gotten that scroll if he bought it from him.
And then for some reason kept it.
It looks like it was dropped behind. It really, with a 31, it really feels like he might have put it there and bumped into it and it fell behind. And it's a level 1 scroll, so there's a really high chance he completely forgot about it.
Too, but yeah, I guess compared to the level he's capable of.
yeah.
At minimum level. Well, honestly, like this whole tower, like probably like screams at least level 6 or 7 spell capabilities.
Yes. Yes. You'd go as far as he's probably able to go as far as 7 or 8 even. Maybe 9, but you have no confirmation, but definitely 7 or 8. And that scroll genuinely looked like it was something he lost, and it was so unimportant for him, he never bothered to try and look for it. But that does mean that your old master has at least an influence in this island chain. Because it's the only place that scroll could have been purchased.
All right. Ramy's new goal is to not get caught and at some point be able to interrogate and or ask nicely this wizard, what the fuck?
But also, remember how you got that? Gamtesh said there was something for you in there. And you'd recognize it when you see it. He knew for some reason it was there. He's someone that you're not sure you want to interrogate, but you at least have to ask questions.
I mean, there's not every interrogation is threatening. But Ramy will pocket that scroll, remember that Fisher called his name, and is shaking himself out of the bombshell.
And then answering,
goes over.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. If you want, we can end it on that as Remy is moving toward Fisher and, just looking at you, Fisher, saying, yeah, that's really, really complex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
I do have work tomorrow. So.
Yeah. So we're going to put Fisher there, Remy just inside the room. Jorg is probably near where you were and trying to ask you, are you all right? Are you sure you're all right, Remy? Remy, where are you going? All right. And we can probably end on audience. When you see that hallway, what does audience want to do?
Jump.
He is probably just going to go down the hallway because he assumes that the wizard trapped the. Yeah, he's probably going to go down.
Just running down. Leroy Jenkins.
All right.
Listen, audience knows that time is a factor, and he knows sometimes this party doesn't move the quickest, and he decided that
it took you at least
skip puzzles.
Yeah, according to Terry, it took you about an hour and a half to go through the waiting room thing, which you don't all remember. You probably just remember 10, 12 minutes of it. And then
I'm pretty sure the wizard's on his way off of the light message that Honest does. Like, he was very far away, so it's going to take him some time to get here. But I'm pretty sure he's on his way from the other island chain since she was saying you gotta hurt. So I'm pretty sure he's at least left.
Okay.
The distraction.
So you get to you go through the hallway and nothing happens. It's just very dry. Even the sound is slightly muffled as you're walking through it. And you get to the door. Now the question is, do you want to open the door now or in 1 week?
I mean, we can leave it on a cliffhanger of audience opens the door, but I don't get to see what's inside.
Okay.
I am opening the door.
Okay. So I'll remove the blue dot so I remember that you opened the door. And I can just remove the black. Oh, the black has been removed. But I'm not going to describe it.
I just want this whole room to not be dark anymore.
Okay. So you have the entire place. Oh, I'm going to remove George.
Those are landmines.
Probably. Audience does know he can teleport. He just sacks some damage for it.
Yeah. And you see this large room.
Sorcerer.
You see this room in front of you. And there's stuff in it, which is going to be described next episode.
But I don't see an obelisk.
Actually, scanning the room quickly, you do see a large box to the side of the room that is 15 feet long. It's not as large as that thing was, but you haven't seen in here something as long as that anywhere. And you are in a magical place, so...
So that looks the closest.
At least it's what looks the most promising.
Okay.
So you might have found it. Might.
Maybe.
Alright. And with this, we'll end today's episode. We have Remy and Fisher, who are in front of the arcane device, most likely responsible for all of the defense system of this place, which you need to figure out somehow in order to be able to leave this place. Audience might have found... Remy might have found what he was in here to find. I'd say 98% sure he is, because it's hard to be more personal than that. You're muted.
Sorry. It's like the other 2% is like, you just missed the pen that was made of one of his feathers when he was a child. Is nothing more precious than baby Kenku feathers for pens.
We can write with what you got on your butt? That's weird. And we have audience who see something that is potentially what he is looking for. A large 15-foot long, only a few foot wide thing inside of a large container with a glass, what looked like glass covering it.
Nice.
And that is what we have.
I'm just warning you guys now, there's a high opportunity audience just goes to break the glass.
Alright. So
You're gonna make sure you trip every defense in this place before we have a chance to.
It may be up to you guys to keep audience alive on what you're picking off. That's all I'm saying.
one way or the other, audience may need your help to stay alive. I gotta stop coughing before I pee in my pants.
Like, the obelisk actually isn't in there. It's actually a 15-foot long mummy. Or wait, even better, it's actually where the wizard keeps his clone,
Yeah.
and so that he can get to the tower as quickly as possible, he'll slit his own throat and kill himself, so that he'll wake up in his tower.
Listen, audience would like nothing more than a 1v1 with a wizard. So, he might be okay with that.
Until you get stuck in a force cage.
Then I would be sad. But that's what
You have the helm, and you have a good charisma save.
yeah.
So...
That's what the gem fairy is for. He's my secret backup because he can do stuff that maybe that I don't know about.
You're putting a lot on this familiar.
The familiar is like, why was this guy the guy that found me?
Yeah.
All the party members.
Why am I stuck with that? Come on.
Listen,
It's like he's just gonna hold on to it to the end of the campaign somehow,
Yeah.
and like at the final boss, it's like, all right, time to prove your worth.
What the?
It's gonna be like, I can give you the help action.
the help action. Hey, I'll take the help action right now.
Alright. So, with this, it looks like next episode we are going to finish the Sanctum.
How many health potions do I have? Alright, I got these.
And he's going to resubscribe to the channel, just to be sure.
What's next week? Would it be a resubscribe? It
I
might
don't
be,
know.
actually. It might be. Unironically.
Oh, there's an easy way to see it. If I open Twitch, it's going to tell me... Oh, yeah, all the cameras are just gone. It's going to tell me how long it's been since you resubscribed. Come on, I know you can do it. Alright.
Does it tell me?
It has
Next billing,
been...
July 5th. Yep, it will be next week.
It has been 22 days.
It will be next week. I will resubscribe for next episode.
So you will pay your fee to survive.
Or will.
It's a new type of paid service. You don't pay to win, you pay to not lose.
Listen, let me be honest though. Did you expect one of us to literally just open that room, see all the tiles, and I'd just be like, I'm just gonna jump?
Oh,
To be quite honest, I thought about the possibility. Because I know all of you.
Well, plus that's what we did the last time we were in a tile room puzzle.
Is it?
You'll
More or
recall
less.
that one of the first things it was one of the first things you guys did after we put objects on the tiles to see if anything would happen to the objects.
Did
And
it
then
work?
no.
Well, it worked in the sense that you jumped onto a tile, then you teleported back after having taken damage, because that was the whole gimmick of that room.
Yeah.
Every time you got it wrong, you took damage and got teleported back to the beginning.
Listen, audience is nothing but consistent. It's like it worked then, it'll work now.
Yeah, of course. You just took a third of your hit points and damage to get through half of it, and then you used teleportation to get through the other half. It's actually a very deadly room if you think about it.
Oh, it is a very deadly room.
All right. Well, with this, that's going to be it for tonight. So, hope you had a pleasant whatever you were hoping to find when you came here tonight. Sorry about the weird start, half a second power out and everything needs to reboot. But hey, hope we'll see you again next week for the end of this Sanctum exploration. And who knows? I'm not sure, but I'll look. I think you're all either half or 1.5 quest away from leveling up. So you might level up next quest or in 2 quests. I'm not sure. So you're almost there. And this means that if you, as you can imagine, manage to get that back to the garden, history will start moving again. Da da dam.
Oh, history is always moving. That's
Yes.
it's constantly getting bigger.
Alright, so hope you found whatever it was you were hoping to find when you turned on to today's episode. The schedule, simple. Wednesday, live campaign, 7:30 Western Coast time. Rebroadcast of that for the Eastern Coast at 7:30 Eastern Coast time on Friday. And in between, we got map making and world building. That's only me. Thursdays, 9:30 Eastern Coast time, because that's where I live. That's the schedule. And my thanks for being here. Especially if you're one of those person that subscribe to my Twitch channel. I mean, thank you. Honestly, I haven't had this big of an influx of people in a long while, so that's what's very much appreciated. I should probably have said that in the beginning of the stream, but we had that half a second power out just as I was about to talk about this. So thank you, and hope to see you again next week. And remember, if you want to help the channel, we got Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Patreon, and even a link to make donations. So ample ways to help in whatever means you have to help. And if you want to do something else, or if you want to do more, simply spreading the word of the channel helps. So that's it. That's all. Thank you. See you next week, and as always, stay safe and stay healthy. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.